What's up and welcome to another episode of Kampai Crew, a podcast mostly about anime. Today we're going to be talking about some news and what we all thought of Anime NYC. Joining me, I have my lovely wife, Jen.
Hi.
Brian.
Me.
And
I thought you were going to introduce me. I looked over and... me, of course.
Our guest of honor.
Guest of honor, Brian.
Yes, thank you.
And our friend Samir.
Hello.
All right.
Yeah.
And if you couldn't tell, would you guys like to explain who you're cosplaying?
I'm cosplaying as Power from Chainsaw Man.
I'm cosplaying as Denji.
Yeah. Pretty self-explanatory for a lot of fans, but just in case if anyone didn't know.
Yeah.
But
I will be Aki later. We're going to go be insufferable nerds and we're going to go bowling. So
round one, baby.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna be Aki.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was just too lazy, and I'm too
I
lazy.
sure was.
I didn't. He was like, he told me yesterday, like, hey, we're gonna cosplay as Chainsaw Man characters, and I went, damn, I don't have a Chainsaw Man cosplay.
Just show up in a suit.
I was like, do I just get a suit? And he was like, if you want. And I was like, oh man, I'm
You're like, I'll see.
I don't know.
And me too. I was just like, I might get hot in that, so nope.
Yeah, I came over and I was like, what are you doing? You're just in your sweats? And he's like, yeah, he's sitting on the couch. Like
Stinky
this.
weeb. I'll get into the news real quick. I literally looked this up as you got here. So, Pokemon.
Oh.
Ash's Journey. It's coming to an end.
What a heavy hit out of nowhere. Like, I was not expecting them to just
Me
cut
either.
Ash and Pikachu because they're just staple characters.
Yeah.
You know, they've been characters for the show for 25 years and Ash just won the championship. So I guess they were like, all right, he did it. So be gone.
He's no longer a loser. So,
And Pikachu too. That's the other crazy thing. It's like Ash and Pikachu. And it's
Right.
like, you know, Pikachu is
I don't
like the face of
Pikachu gonna be
Pokemon.
gone? Really?
I don't
Because
know.
As
like
far as I know.
Pikachu is the face of Pokemon.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Like,
I mean, unless if one of the new protagonists get a Pikachu.
Well,
But
I think
it's not going to be.
I think she's
the
getting
same Pikachu.
Sprigatito.
Well, yeah. Well, in the picture, in the promotional picture, they
So
put
she's a
all the
furry.
starters. Wait. But yeah. But literally, Pokemon's face is Pikachu. Their Twitter profile picture is Pikachu. Same thing for Instagram. And it's like
the
that
YouTube
is
opening, like just everything, merchandise, everything.
Yeah.
It's all
and
Pikachu.
even the 25th anniversary, they had like the 2
Yep.
and the 5 and Pikachu's.
Like it just
Yeah.
feels so like polarizing. Like, are they actually like? It's so weird. It's
Out of
such a
nowhere.
Weird, like out of nowhere. I don't know. Like it as a Pokemon fan, it's very like a lot of emotions, like you said. Like I don't know where to even start. I haven't personally accepted it. I'm still in denial. Like I don't think
not true.
like Ash and Pikachu. I don't think they'll be gone. But yeah, in 11 episodes, right? With
Starting January 13th, I believe. 11 episodes. And it seems like they're going to hit all the little points of nostalgia.
oh,
so,
yeah. It's gonna be
because I haven't really watched since the first couple seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to point that out. I saw a tweet today. It was like me crying like a baby, knowing that Ash and Pikachu are gone, but I haven't watched since 2000.
Oh, yeah.
It's the picture of Luffy when he's like crying after Usopp leaves. And I was like, honestly, yeah, but I still played like all the games or most of pretty much all the games, and it's like, you know, we grew up with Pokemon, man.
Yeah,
It's
literally.
For sure. Yeah.
So this will be a perfect time to age up Ash, though, because
Right.
like now we don't even know like
Now we can
what the
break the
timeline
curse.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So and it was really emotional too, seeing all of the voice actors, like the English voice actors, and like some of the other countries, like, you know, Spanish and other dubs, and they're all like, oh, you know, them voicing Ash for X amount of years,
Imagine they didn't know and they're like, I'm out of a job?
and it's like, damn, man, you know, seeing them just be like, oh, I started this as a teenager, or just, you know, I got this random gig and it became, you know, my main role, and
Yeah.
I'm like, it just, everyone, I feel like, got hit.
That's
the other
wild.
day, and I was like,
It was like, it was going on long enough. It was like, all right, he's got to do something at this point.
It's about time.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember one of my friends was like, you know, it's just, I've gotten so used to Ash and Pikachu being the main characters that I just never even thought of them being like X'd off. And having,
exactly.
Right.
I feel like that's the majority. So like this is literally like a metal bat to the stomach. Like, God, I don't know. I don't know.
We are gonna have a new generation of kids that don't know who Ash and
Yeah.
Pikachu are, bro.
Right.
No way.
Right?
Oh my God.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be like, who's Ash? And you're like, fuck, man.
Oh my
I know.
God,
Get
I
out.
don't know what else.
Get out of my house. I live here.
Get out.
Fortnite, please add Ash. Save,
Oh, yeah.
save,
Yeah.
save us.
Right.
Immortalize him.
I think I saw
Even more.
I think I saw a tweet where it's like, so you're saying Ash won the championship before Luffy found the One Piece?
Oh, man.
Crazy.
That's insane.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, Pokemon's been airing like a couple more years than One Piece, maybe like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. When did One Piece start? 99?
99, Pokemon
Yeah.
was 97.
Seven? Yeah, because the game came out in 96. Yeah, so I think around 97.
You know,
Yeah.
but damn, yeah, it's so true though.
Yeah.
I think Pokemon has more episodes though, right?
I can't count. I don't know.
I want to say it does.
I'm going to use the power of the
I know, right?
It's definitely more than
feel-
1,000. Easily more than 1,000.
Yeah, and I mean, One Piece just crossed over 1,000 though. With the power of the internet, I'm sure you can hear the typing.
Let's see.
ASMR.
1222.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know what's funny?
That's wild.
I think around that time, or around that many episodes, I think One Piece might end with that many episodes. Do you think so? Around that? I think so.
Nah.
I'm gonna say no.
Because he's going to be writing for, I think, 3 more years or so, he said.
Yeah,
Something around there.
Oda, I think either earlier this year or sometime last year, said that because now the new saga is beginning because the Wano just ended and it's not an arc. He said it's the final saga. So
And I
the
love
saga
how-
could be like I think 5 years.
I love how he told people, he was like, you could just start now. So it's like everyone who's been watching and reading, it's like, I just wasted my time? Or like, what-
I mean, if people start reading like from this point on, they're just not gonna get all the emotional like
yeah.
callbacks and stuff like that.
Right.
So, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like One Piece is probably going to end around. I want to say close to 1500.
Yeah,
I think
I could see that
One
more
Piece
so.
still has another like 4, 5 years.
Because what is it at now? It's at like 1050, 1080, something like that.
The chapters I think are in the 1060s, but the episodes are 1035. I think
Somewhere around there.
So
Okay.
in that area.
Okay.
I'm sure it's not accurate, but yeah, it's been going on for a long time.
Yeah. So,
But man,
one more thing about the Pokemon is in the trailer, Gary was like, oh, now that you're a Pokemon champion, are you going to become a Pokemon master? So I guess it's just going to be him checking everything else off, maybe trying to catch them all and everything. He has to catch them all. I feel like he has to.
I know, right? What the fuck?
Yeah. Yep. But, yep, that's that. Next.
Could you imagine, real quick? You can bring up the next topic, but
Uh-huh.
I think it would be crazy. Just like in this next series, it's just like Ash is known as like the top guy. He's gotten
Oh, yeah.
every
Like
single
Red.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Red in the games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, so sick.
That'd be awesome.
Next thing, which is happening today, is Jump Festa. That's happening today and tomorrow. And they have this schedule here. So it's going to be a bunch of announcements and stuff. Today, which is the 17th, they're going to have announcements from Black Clover, Jujutsu Kaisen, New Prince of Tennis, Boruto, and Naruto, My Hero Academia. And then tomorrow, they're going to have Spy Family, Demon Slayer, Dr. Stone, Chainsaw Man, and One Piece. So that'll just be, I'd imagine next episode we'll cover more of what comes out of it. But it's cool to see all those names there. Oh, that was just for one stage. Oh, Jesus. Let me read the rest. Okay, so the next stage, Mission, Yozakura Family, Moriarty the Patriot, Undead, Unluck, Hokkaido Gals are super adorable. That's great. Chained Soldier, Me and Roboco, World Trigger, Dark Gathering.
God.
Then the next day for that stage, Ron. Okay.
You
Ron?
you got this, bro.
Kamanohashi, The Ranged Detective, Ayakashi Triangle, Too Cute Crisis. I love that. Rurouni Kenshin, boo, he's a pedo. Hell's Paradise, Jigo Kuraku, okay. Blue Exorcist,
Blue Exorcist.
Mashal, Magic and Muscles. Oh, that's great.
I think it's
Okay.
Machier.
But it's like capitalized or a little,
No, I think it's an I.
just a capitalized I there randomly. Maybe they just made spell check. I don't know. But yeah,
Magic and
so
Muscles.
those are the announcements we're going to see. So hopefully something cool will come out of it.
You know, I talked about that Magic and Muscles anime. I think like a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this looks wild. It's like Harry Potter, but just like buff. And I was like, what the hell is this?
Or like Harry Squatter.
But yeah, I'm surprised to see Blue Exorcist on there. Because I feel like Blue Exorcist is one of those animes that's been going on for a long time.
I didn't know it was still going.
It's like, I see it on the Shonen Jump app, and it's like, oh, new chapter. And I'm like, new chapter? What the fuck? Like, I thought this was like an early 2000s show, or like maybe 2007 or 8 or something like that.
I didn't know it was going on
how's it still going?
Yeah.
And then I was almost surprised to see Dr. Stone, but I was like, oh, they're probably just going to talk about the anime.
Yeah.
Because the Dr. Stone is done. Like, the manga's ended.
Right.
So I was surprised to see that on there.
Yeah, the new season is this year, or is it just a special, or what?
New season, I think so.
New season?
New season next year, and then I don't know if the special happened already or if it's going to be.
The special happened.
Yeah, okay,
It's
yeah.
like Rusui, where they introduced like the new
pirate guy?
character.
Oh, I didn't even watch
the
it.
pirate guy, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He looks like a Giga Chad. Holy shit.
Yeah?
Dude, he got so much like confidence, man. Like, of course he has like a bunch of like rave from the fan base, and like a lot of people love him, so yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just a slow adjustment.
She's like, no one's going to hear this. But I already saw some news about from Jump Festa, and that Jujutsu Kaisen will be airing in July of next year.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So season
Very
2,
sick.
which is again surprising because just like with Attack on Titan, they both aired in the beginning of the year, like January, and now they're going to be airing in. I'm going to assume Attack on Titan's going to be middle of the year, maybe fall of next year. But
fall would be nice. Yeah.
it's just like, I don't know. It's such a weird spot. I'm like, oh, I'm not. Why are you here? Oh, I'm like, all right, fine. They're taking their time.
Yeah.
I mean, Mappa does have a lot of shit on their hands, so if they can take
Right.
their time, it's fine. You know?
And they always do a good job. That's the last thing you want to do is rush a studio and make the cyberpunk equivalent of anime. You know what I mean?
And then one other thing I'll point out is I saw My Hero, Horikoshi, right? That's how you say his name?
Yeah.
He wrote like a note for the festival, and in his note he was like, so around this time last year I said the manga had one more year left. Well, I was wrong. So he's like, I'm still going, and I think he said in the note that it wasn't because he wasn't trying to like rush the story or make it longer than he predicted. He just miscalculated.
Okay.
He was just like, I honestly just miscalculated how long it was going to take.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like I'm trying to like broaden the story or anything. He still has a set pace, but it's just taking
He has
longer, I guess.
probably the same endpoint in mind. He just didn't know how long it was going to take to get there.
Yeah, I just thought in the note, it was just so funny. He was like, so about this time last year, yeah, guys, it ain't happening.
Oh, man.
That's my last comment on the
Alrighty.
Festa. What else you
Got just a very small thing. Hunter x Hunter and also My Hero Academia are getting stage plays, which I didn't know they did this in Japan, but My Hero, I think this is their third stage play. And then, now Hunter x Hunter is getting one as well. Just thought it was interesting. I didn't know they did that. They put on anime plays. That's sick.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've seen the My Hero play. And,
Oh, really?
Like, it's on YouTube, and I don't think it's subtitled or anything, but it's like just so fucking cool because they really put like, it's like cosplayers to the extreme. Like, they literally just get it down to the like minute details.
Yeah.
Where, for example, with All Might, like they got this really huge guy for like the powered up version, and then like he'll sneeze, and then the lights will flicker, and then you'll see him like swap, and then there's just like
That's sick.
the scrawny
Amazing.
weak All Might. But like even the
Amazing.
voices sound really good too. Like he's just got,
Cosplayers with budget.
he's got the All Might has like the really deep like heroic voice, and then like Bakugo sounds really close to the voice actor. I was like,
Mhm.
it is so cool. I'll try to show you guys after the episode, but I remember I watched a little bit of it. I'm like, this is so good.
That's cool.
So I know they really go ham with the plays over there. Like they really try to.
Yeah,
hammer
I
it
didn't know
home.
that at all. I didn't know they did anime plays.
And then speaking about live action stuff, My Hero
Yeah.
Academia is getting a live action movie. Is it a movie or a series?
Hollywood live action movie. I
Yeah,
think, movie.
through Netflix.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I.
Netflix, you
Why?
need to stop. Netflix must be stopped.
It must be stopped. I don't have much faith. I don't think they're gonna put like the budget or love and care that it needs to actually
Definitely
be
not.
good. Because My Hero is one where like you have to put a lot of production value into it to make it good because it's all about superpowers, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of CGI is going to
I
be.
just
put into
don't
that.
think they're gonna do it. But you never know.
The only series I have hope for is the One Piece series because Oda is keeping an eye over it,
Right.
and it's the only reason why Oda just keeps like giving updates, or he's like, I'm part of the production, so like I'm gonna make sure it's good. So
I think Horikoshi is part of this as well, at least
Is he?
to a
Okay.
degree. But I just don't think they're gonna put the budget and everything into it.
Because I think it would need like almost like Marvel level
Right.
kind of like money to be able to make it as it should be.
Right. And I don't know if they're gonna give that.
No,
To them?
definitely not. Even though like My Hero is like big,
Huge,
like,
yeah.
I don't think anyone's gonna.
Right. For those stinky weebs.
He's like,
I don't
Because-
know. I feel like I have this vision that, like, as you guys are describing it, like, I don't know what. Have you guys watched like Hancock or something like that?
Mm-mm.
Where it's like
Yeah,
Will Smith
Will Smith,
trying
yeah.
to be, trying to be a hero.
Oh wait, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
That's a
So-
good movie.
But that was a Netflix. That was like straight up Hollywood budget.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
like, I feel like
I'm picturing Sky High.
yeah,
actually,
No.
yeah, that's
probably like something
exactly-
like Spy Kids, you know?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
That'll
man.
be-
And Spy Kids is great,
I was
but-
about to say Spy Kids ain't
Yeah,
bad.
no.
But
It's you know what? It's nostalgia. What's keeping it not bad for us, honestly.
Spy Hero
Yeah, yeah.
Academia.
Spy Hero.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just one of those things where like Netflix just keeps announcing these live action adaptations. I'm
People
like,
keep telling them to stop
why?"
too.
Right.
And then-
They're like, we're not asking you for any of this.
Should we do it? No. Okay, we will.
it's like, yeah, if our stock is gonna keep dropping, we're just gonna go down with it. We'll just keep making shitty productions.
Yeah,
Like,
and raising your
no.
price.
Ah, bastard.
Because of how awesome My Hero was. It was bad. We're raising the price of Netflix. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Every time. Every 2 months.
But Netflix, please stop.
Please,
They must be
beg of
stopped.
you.
I think there's going back to musicals because my friend just sent me this morning. Apparently, it's gonna be a Spy Family musical as well.
Okay.
That'd be cute.
We've known about that for a little bit. I think we covered that.
Well, I think they just
Um,
unveiled Anya, like who's playing Anya. Or
Oh,
like,
yeah, I
Oh.
saw that.
Yeah, I remember the announcement. I haven't seen anything, but they're announcing like actors now.
Yeah.
They-
Okay.
They announced actors for Lloyd and Yor already, like a couple
I
months
didn't
ago.
see.
Oh, I don't remember.
And
that.
now they finally have 4 Anyas.
What?
Yeah,
They
I
have
think
4
so. Yeah, I think
Anyas.
so,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not even kidding. That literally there's 4 Anyas.
Why?
I guess because maybe they're kids.
Child labor
so they
laws? I
have
don't know.
to-
Child labor
Yeah, I
laws.
guess.
I think that's probably honestly one of the like legitimate reasons. Maybe
Yeah.
because they can only work a certain amount of
Boo,
hours,
child
or
labor
they're
laws.
just kids, so they're like, okay, you're gonna
Oh, okay.
do this part of the play, you're gonna do this part. I'm not sure,
Okay.
but I just
Nice.
I want to see if they're gonna pull off like the Anya because she's like Anya, you know,
Yeah.
like she has
Yeah.
like the very high pitched voice.
I want to
if
see the
they'll do it.
smug, the smirk.
Yeah.
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 Dude, that's gonna be awesome. It's just gonna be like the lights are gonna dim and it's just gonna be her, and you're just gonna see.
Yeah.
One of the 4 is just dedicated to the smirk.
Yeah, right. And it just runs off stage.
Yeah.
Like, all right, switch. No, you're not the half face. You're the sad face. Yeah,
Oh,
that'll be interesting.
Yeah. That's all I got for news.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
really
now.
have anything else.
Anime NYC.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been about a month.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
a little,
literally, it is. I think it is a month.
it is a month.
It is
It's
a
from
month.
today, yeah. So we're a little late to discussing it, but it just
Yeah.
takes time to all get on the same page and get together to, do all this. But
adulting, work, schedules.
Yeah.
boo.
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 But it works out perfectly because we have Samir here.
Right,
So
exactly.
who was at the con as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Samir, how about you kick it off? What did you think of the con this year?
This year,
Honest.
okay,
Honest opinions.
Honest,
Um,
don't be afraid to be brutal about it.
brutal.
Yeah.
All right.
Brutal? All right, I got you.
So how they handled panels was
Bad.
kind of atrocious.
Yeah.
Like especially the main ones. Like I really did want to see and fully support the mangaka for Attack on Titan.
Right.
The name leaves my mind. I don't know
Isayama.
why.
Isayama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hajime Isayama. But like, man, they put the reservation, and then like because I was there when they were initially gonna plan how they're gonna do it, which is you go onto the Anime New York City website and you just go to your ticket, your badge, and then just like get your seat from there. And then it was like a first come first serve.
Mhm.
But for whatever reason, well, actually because of the traffic, they're like, we're just gonna randomize it. And then ever since then, I'm like, oh no, I already see like the wave of like just disappointment just from doing that. Like I get certain points why they're doing that, because like, it's just to give everyone an equal shot. But at the same time, it's like there are some people that are like really diehard Attack on Titan fans,
Yeah.
and then for them to not get a seat, but instead maybe like someone that's like, maybe it seems cool. I'm not really huge into Attack on Titan, and then they get into it.
Right.
Like, it's no, it's messed up.
Because the way they had it, you felt inclined to just go, yo, I'll click all of them and hopefully I get some of them. But then you sent me something that Anime NYC had said, but I didn't see it anywhere on their socials or anything. But it basically said, yeah, if you get this panel and then you don't let us know that you can't come or you don't come or whatever, you'll be banned from trying to go for the lottery next year.
Yeah,
which is wild because they didn't say that to, when they put the lotteries out. It's not like they made that a point or anything. So I'm wondering if they're going to stick to that too.
That was like floating. Well, like I was trying to find it on their official website, but I don't know. It was just like floating.
Stop that. He's fighting his sister.
Every time.
Was floating around on Twitter. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta like send that to you guys. Like that.
Right.
It was like a wave of pressure, like for the attendees, which honestly, like attendees shouldn't like feel that.
No.
You know, like yeah. So like I was like, once I got the results or like what panels I had gotten into, I'm like, all right, are we gonna go to this? Like, we gotta make sure that we're going.
Really figure out the scheduling.
I don't want to be bad. Like, I know these panels for Anime New York City are like their panel game is really damn good compared to other cons, honestly. But I don't want to be banned for that. So,
right.
Yeah. So,
but they should have been upfront about that if they're gonna hold to it, because the way they had it really just made it so like, I'll just click a bunch and then hopefully I get some. But yeah, stressful.
Yeah.
Because as well, one more thing, one of the panels, I didn't get into it all or anything, and then they sent me an email. Also, service was shit in the convention center, so they sent me an email like the day of, and they were like, "You're on the wait list," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "I have to cancel this now. I have to try to get service to send an email saying I can't make it." So I'm really wondering if next year we'll still be able to put in for panels.
Yeah, I don't understand why they just don't stick with the, you want to get to this panel, get there early.
I would prefer that.
It's just the classic way. It wasn't broken. Like, I mean, I don't know if that they're trying to figure out a way so it doesn't cut in people's time, so they don't have to wait on like an hour-long line and they can just show up.
But the traditional way just makes it so the most dedicated people are, most of them are going to get it, or at least the people who are in there are super dedicated. This way, it's random, so it could have been somebody who was just like, it'd be cool, I guess. So I might as well click it.
Yeah,
it's
like meeting. Oh, sorry. No, if you're gonna meet Hajime Isayama himself, like, of course you're gonna wait like 4 hours or however long, like,
right. But people usually know that.
Yeah, like people know that.
Right.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention off of what Samir said. It's just, all the hardcore fans, they're gonna be the ones that show up super early.
Right.
It was like when me and Jen were at Comic-Con, and I was like, oh, the Super Mario movie panel's here, and then we walked upstairs and the line was like hella long, and we got there like a half an hour early, and we were like, all right, we weren't that. I guess we weren't that concerned about the movie.
Right.
Like, you guys weren't like that mad, because it's like, all right, like, you guys love this much more than, because like you lined up like that early. So
exactly, I think they should just go back to the way it was.
Yeah. It was annoying, because I would have liked to see the Attack on Titan panel.
Me too. Yeah,
because apparently, like, it was cool. I remember I saw a picture on Twitter, like, he did the pose, and everyone in the crowd did it. And I was like, that's so baller. I wish I could have been a part of that.
Yeah.
Right.
There was some like word that was going out where he was at certain points he was getting emotional, because he was like, he heard, like, you forget that mangaka also hear some of the the stuff that people say out there. Yeah. So like, especially with Attack on Titan, with how, like, not to get into spoilers, but like the way it ended is like
polarizing.
A lot of people were like kind of like mad about it. There's that side of the fan base, and he heard it, and like apparently he was like tearing up and like was getting emotional. He was like, he was apologizing, to all the fans, and
which is sad. He shouldn't have.
Yeah, he should. Like, it's just, this is what you've made, like,
right. And you can't please everyone.
Yeah, like I've read it, and
I'm cool with it.
Like, is it perfect? No, but like, I really respect it as a work. Like, it did what it needs to do, and I honestly still feel like it's I want to say like a a legendary, monumental series that won't
I don't
leave people's heads.
I don't think the ending ruined it at all. For me, at least, I don't think it ruined it. It's not a Game of Thrones thing where everyone was like, "This was so good until the end." But for me, still very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Attack on Titan's one of those series where, like, I remember after the first season, and it took them so long to get the second season, like, I don't know if like funded or going, or there was issues with the studio, but as soon as it came back, everyone was like, the hype was there again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people were waiting for this show. And
luckily, I wasn't. I only watched from season. Well, I started when season 2 came out.
Oh, okay.
So,
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember I watched season 1 and I was like, where the fuck is season 2?
Can't wait for season 2 next year, right?
No.
Was it 4 years?
Yeah, it was
something like that.
I think it was 2013, and then season 2 came out 2017.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah,
man.
terrible.
Could you imagine waiting 4 years?
Such a wait.
Second season.
If Chainsaw Man was like, take a 4-year break.
Please no.
No.
Oh my god, no. Look,
You guys.
Tatsuki Fujimoto, look, we're cosplay. Come on, we need season 2.
Don't-
please.
yeah.
Dedicated fan base.
Manifested. But yeah, it is really upsetting that some people didn't get to go to the panel because of the way they did things. But
And badges, I don't really like how they did either. They cut it back a little bit, which was understandable because last year was a mess. It was a Lion Con, and I don't think it was like that this year. But I mean, disclaimer, we did end up getting us 3 got press badges for the podcast, which was sick. Yeah.
good job, Dan.
I'm a salesman. I pitched it. But we got press badges, so we didn't really see the line. But Samir, how was the line getting in?
This time around, I don't think it was as bad as last year. Last year was like
Terrible.
It was like at one point it was I saw it on Twitter where it was like the meme of like it was like from SpongeBob, and it was like the line, but it was like the one episode with the butt spanking.
Yeah,
And it just goes on for miles.
Yeah.
It's basically that. It's like. Yeah, the line was just atrocious.
Yeah.
Like, so bad. Apparently, well, I didn't go Friday because, college stuff. But apparently Friday was the worst last year. And,
They gave refunds because of that Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yikes.
it's okay because Anime NYC learned their lesson.
Yeah.
And they created a whole separate area to get your band, like the vaccination
Right.
Yeah.
confirmation.
Mhm.
And since we had our own entrance, they did inside for us.
Mhm.
But for everybody else, it was just like you went to these booths, or it was like tents or whatever it was outside,
Mhm.
and then they checked all of your stuff, gave you the band, and then you went to the actual line.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the way that Comic-Con did it last year,
Yeah.
and it was perfect. So that's
I
why
don't think there was any wait time, actually. Yeah, there wasn't.
Because they also the general admission they put in a much bigger entrance downstairs,
Yep.
which was there were a lot more doors
Mhm.
versus I think this
top.
year, the top that was just the press area and whatnot.
Mhm.
So that definitely helped. But the badges, good thing that they limited them. But it seems like the official ticket reseller Light. It seems like, and somebody said this, I don't know if this is true or not. What they did for Comic-Con was they held a bunch and they released them in little waves when they wanted to on Light. So there was kind of a false sense of scarcity, I guess, because we didn't have badges. We were waiting for a resale for a Saturday ticket. So it was getting really down to the wire because I'm an idiot and I didn't check the email for the podcast. So I didn't know we actually had badges. But we were trying to just get Saturday badges, and when we were looking for 2 Saturday badges, it was going to be around $300, which was crazy. But at one point, I saw them go up to, for a weekend, it was what, like 4 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
really?
insane. But then, right before the con, they released a bunch, and everything was available for like an okay price. And I'm like, you did this on purpose. Like, it really makes it seem that way. I understand people back out last minute and they want to sell their tickets, but I really don't know if it's as many as it was. It was just everything was available. So I don't know. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I didn't really like how they did the 3-day badges as well, because they limited to 4,500, right? Was that the number?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, man. And
Yeah.
also they upped the price this year too.
Yeah.
So like prior years, I think a Saturday was 65, and then a Friday and Sunday was like 50 or something
Yeah,
like that.
45 and 50 or something like that.
And then they upped the price this year, but I can't really complain about that too much because, you know, everything the last year or two has been going up in price because of inflation. So
Right.
maybe they just had to, for like paying the cost of guests coming over and everything. But also this year, like, again, this year was like 20 times better than last year because they actually were able to get Japanese guests.
Right.
Because I guess, you know, Japan opened in October. So I guess maybe just like, you know, they could fly in and out and it's not a big deal anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So they definitely had a lot more Japanese guests. And that was really, you know, obviously that's what everyone wants. You know, they're like, we want to see the voice actors, directors, writers, whatever, you know, part of the production. But
a lot more VTubers this year, which
you
guys like.
Yeah.
Kason and Iron Mouse and
they
there's
had
a bunch of others. Well, the Hololive, the whole Hololive cast were there. It was
Hololive had a like little stage booth area. I wouldn't even call it a booth. It was like just giant screen and like two big speakers, and they were either showing past live streams or like music videos, or they did actual live like singing or interaction with the crowd. So I sent in our vlog, I sent Dan a video of it was Amelia Watson. She was on Friday, I believe, and she was just doing like karaoke and singing but in interacting with the crowd. And then I think later that day Crony came out and she was doing a Pictionary with the crowd, and I think like a Q&A. I know Kira and your girl Fauna was there. Let's go. I don't remember what they were doing. They were doing reviews or something. But yeah, it was cool. They had like a set schedule for each day, and like they had a symbol for the live. So like it was just like bracketed like 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2. But then you'd see like a little like a trident, and that would be like, oh, girl is doing something live. Yeah.
Weirdos.
I know. And so Jen is like,
what's funny? Because like I already told Dan this, but like, all right, Jen, because like, all right, it's because so what I told Dan, and I'll tell you two as well. So I mean, I'm not gonna make a huge announcement, but like
huge announcement happening right now.
No, not huge announcement.
You heard it here first.
Speaking about VTubers, so I hope we can do this in the future, but right now, so me and a friend, we she's actually working on her VTuber model, and I also want to get in that train as well.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna like Monday, I'm gonna head over to her house. She's gonna like teach me the ropes. She says not that bad, and hopefully from then on we'll I don't know, just have fun, stream, and like honestly I want to like do all that stuff and like you know, have fun with video games, you know, because college I feel like stripped it away from me a little bit because I keep on being paranoid about that. So yeah, so hopefully everything goes well, but we'll one step at a time. So.
Do you have any like idea in mind for a model?
For a model, like so I'm thinking about I don't know. It's like either like an angel or a demon for me. Or
oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Funny enough, I'm cosplaying Chainsaw Man, so yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, a demon. But like I'm gonna be like if you guys know who what's her name? Numi, Akuma,
VTubers?
Yeah, Numi. That's what we call her.
I don't know.
Yeah, VTuber. Yeah, she calls herself the swag wholesome girl. So I want to be the swag wholesome boy. So yeah,
I'm out.
But
Jen's over here like
Jen's like, God damn, oh no, it affected you too, but you're becoming one of them. And I'm like, yeah. But yeah, no, I'm just doing this because I just want to have fun with something.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
With, like cosplay, cool. But I want to do like branch out to more things that I feel like, you know, I'm just gonna not regret, and I'm like, thank God I'm doing something like this and I truly enjoy it. So
yeah, we'll that's just doing the things you want to do, and
that's like the most important thing.
Yeah. So. Exactly.
Yeah, sorry about the side tangent. But
no, all good. Perfect. Yeah.
I don't even remember what it was again.
What were we talking about? Oh, the lines.
Oh, just live
badges.
VTubers. Oh, yeah. It was about VTubers. I was like, ADHD. I was like,
speaking about the lines. So what's funny?
This is perfect.
What's funny, because we're still talking about the lines. So what's funny is that at Saturday I was cosplaying as Chainsaw Man, of course, cosplaying as Chainsaw Man again, even though I cosplayed as Chainsaw Man last year. You have to first walk through security, and they have to like, if you're bringing something that's like a prop, like that could look like a weapon, they have to like
prop check.
Yeah, prop check.
Mhm.
They have to like tag it to make sure that of course it's not a weapon. What's funny is that I'm walking through as Chainsaw Man, and I was like, I thought I made it past through the security. Well, they didn't even advertise the prop check. It was just security guards, just like sitting side by side, and like you just have to walk on through. And I walked on through until I heard like one of the security guards was like, "Hey, get back here!" I'm like,
You with the weapon head.
yeah, and I like he had to so he had to like I was like, I don't have a weapon on me, and he's like pointing at my head. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Tag my head? Like it's not I mean, okay, do you whatever? I don't care.
Yep.
So,
It's
yeah.
Look, it wiggles.
They check
Yeah.
it because sometimes people will use like metal or like something
Yeah.
like hard in their cosplay or their
Mhm.
prop. So
Yeah.
you could use it as like a bludgeoning weapon. So they have to make
Which you
sure
did
it's
later
on.
on.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, you got like really bloody. Obviously. you killed
Oh
someone.
yeah, now I'm clean. I'm just kidding. No, it's all a joke. Yeah, every New York City, don't look down on us.
That was real blood. That was real blood.
I could smell it. But
I could smell
Yeah.
you, you ended up doing a cosplay photo shoot. And
yeah.
you posted it on your Instagram, and
Yeah.
you really were very passionate about it. So do you
Yeah, you want to plug
you
your
wanna-
Instagram?
Oh yeah, so my Instagram is at the Soul Legacy with 1 L. So yeah,
And the O
Posted-
is a 0, right?
no,
No?
it's just a no.
I just
Yeah.
made it up.
Who is the photographer?
The photographer is Butter Cuss.
So good.
That's her. It's Butter _ Cuss.
Yeah,
right on
that's their-
Instagram.
yeah, that's their
so
But do you want to dive into that a little bit, because you
Mhm.
made a lengthy post on your Instagram about how much it meant to you. So what,
Oh, yeah,
like,
'cause-
what were you trying to like accomplish or achieve for this cosplay?
That's my first ever like cosplay like photo shoot, and like
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's just that's just a big deal within itself. Like I never thought that I could be like I always check on like Twitter and Instagram and all that, and like everyone just amazes me with how good their cosplays are. So like for me, I feel like my cosplays are just like sorry, making it just going on by, just having fun. And yeah, just like ever since I met like Jen and Dan, with like of course Brian too, yeah. But ever since
Hey, everybody, it's Brian.
yeah, but ever since I met you guys, like I felt like it elevated my cosplay game, like, which I never expected. Like this was just a thing that I was just doing since like I was can't remember like 17 or something like that, and I was just having fun with it. And then just not, I don't know why I didn't stop. I just keep on cosplaying. I don't know why. So yeah, so just it was just a surreal experience to have like a photo shoot and everything like that, and also just learning about how tough it is to do a photo shoot is
Yeah.
like very eye-opening. Like I will never look at cosplay the same again, just because of course my photographer was there, but also Jen was there as well. She was helping me like with the poses and like just like making the everything smooth, because this is my first time doing all this. So yeah, thank you, Jen, for doing
Yeah.
that. And
Jen is the expert.
yeah.
Every time we go to a con, she's like, I got a cosplay photo shoot at 1 and I got one at 4, and it's like,
Yeah.
wait,
Yes.
but is it two different? And then she's like, I'm going back to the hotel and I'm changing into the other one.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's
So
you got to
much
get to that
dedication.
level when you got to go back to your hotel and
Oh, yeah.
change for another shoot.
I am
And
too
sometimes
lazy.
it's just to for that, and then you change out of that again, because like some of them are so freaking uncomfortable. Like I was like, I also remember at Katsu, after that one shoot I had with Butter, I was just like, I'm gonna go change now. I was like, this is so uncomfortable.
Luckily, we were close last year.
Yeah.
This year, it's an Uber right away.
Yeah.
It happened at Comic-Con too, where you had like these really high like
The big boots, yeah.
thigh
I
high
had
boots or something, and you were just like, I can't walk in these bitches anymore.
Yeah, I was like
And
ripping them off.
She brought like slippers or
Little
flip flops.
slippers,
And I was like, she's like, I'm bringing the comfiest shit. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks.
Yeah, but like I was well, like her cosplay is like immaculate. Like it's I told her like it's just I feel like out of any cosplay that she has done, like I feel like that one perfectly just when it comes to when I think of Jen, I think of that cosplay because like,
Which one?
The 2B one.
The 2B.
Yeah, because I feel like
yes.
it like just captures like the elegance that I feel like she, you know, she's like yes, you know, like
The
of course,
occasional elegance.
yeah, you know, like
She went full
her
dirt
being
mode.
power is very appropriate, right?
Yeah.
She is absorbing all this, you know. Yes,
Yep.
of course. Keep on going with the
Big
It's all
dirt.
mine.
yeah, but yeah, just like I feel like with a lot of her cosplays, there's a lot of like elegance to it. So like that 2B one is like to a T. Like
It's a front.
Summarize all of it.
No, that
Hiding the gremlin energy that hides.
Yeah.
no that 2B one was really nice, but it's because you did a lot of like I don't know the material, but like you had
It was very flowy.
like
Yeah.
it felt very flowy because you had like it not drape. What would you call it? Like
It was like a lot. It was just like a.
It was
the
me
big
holding
sleeves.
fishing lines.
It was
Yeah.
like sleeves. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if there was like a term for it, but yeah, it was just you I guess you like threw them and then like pose or someone else
Oh,
did
those,
it
yeah.
for
What
you?
Butter did was attached clips to fishing wire. So then you're able to like edit it out easier. So
Okay.
that's what they did. They attached it to some of the sleeves and some of the back draping of the cosplay, and then they had Dan hold it.
Mhm.
It almost
I was jacked by the end of the day.
it's so funny because like when you look at official art for 2B, it kind of just the dress and like, you know, the underneath part, whatever, the under bodysuit,
Mhm.
and then you kind of went more for it. Almost it was like it felt like bridal.
It is.
You know,
It was. It was
yeah,
Bride
okay,
2B.
okay.
It
I was
Bride
about to
2B.
say, I'm like it just was like
Yeah.
The
like you're
bride to
saying
be.
the elegance of like the bride walking down,
Yeah.
and it's just
Mhm.
like just
The
all this
flowy.
extraness
It
and
wasn't.
flowy.
It wasn't even just like typical like bridal 2B. It was gothic as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had a white version, but I feel like the black version just really like captured her energy. So I was just
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna go with the black version.
I definitely like the black. I can't even because that's just what 2B like 2B
Yeah.
is mostly black.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like white hair and then like maybe a little white accents.
Yeah.
But it is mostly black. That's like the primary color. So
Mhm.
I like the choice. So very good.
Yeah.
We're just praising Jen right now.
Oh, yeah.
Our head is already big enough.
Prepare for Katsu because I got another big one for Katsu.
Yeah. I'm like very jealous of Jen with that photo shoot because man, like mine is just like mine was outside and like the waterfront was there and like it was windy and
Yeah,
was-
but
You had to bend too much.
yeah, I don't
See,
yeah.
you shouldn't downplay yourself too much because the photos that you've posted so
Mhm.
far, I haven't seen all of them because I'm sure you got a lot.
Mhm.
But I really like that picture where you were like reenacting when he was standing on the cross waiting for Makima to come over. That's not really spoilers.
Yeah.
That's not
I don't
spoilers.
think
It's very
really-
vague.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So I'm not going to get any further.
There's not much context
But
to
no,
it.
but
yeah.
but you
Wait,
were
is it
you,
the background, the scenic?
well, yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
had the red accent light coming from below, and it was like shining on you, and you
Oh,
looked
yeah.
like very kind of like
Yeah.
evil and dark. And,
Oh yeah, I
um,
don't. I look at that. I don't think. I mean, interesting that you thought like I was waiting for Makima. I thought it was like the what it gave me like. Interestingly enough, and I was talking about this with a friend back in Philly. Like, he pointed out saying that it reminds him of like Spider-Man almost. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
Ooh,
I can see it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna take that.
Yeah.
It is,
like,
it is definitely that
yeah.
like hero standing on a ledge. And,
Yeah.
well, like yeah, and I can see that because again, you just had like kind of the frog, like you know what I mean. You're just like
Yeah.
just sitting there crouched or whatever.
You'll never know your knees were
But-
hurting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But just because it's Chainsaw Man, that's why
Mhm.
I thought of just him when he was sitting on the cross, and he's like,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got he's got his chains like his arms hanging down, and
Yeah.
he's waiting. But that's what I felt like to me. So
okay.
I was like, that's why I was like, oh, this looks really good. Like
Yeah, I
I
can
feel
see
like
that.
you hit it spot on, and you know just the way that what's her name, Butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure I get it right. The way she edited the photo is really good too. Like I just like the capture of the red light. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like that,
Yeah.
I think really brings it out.
I held
and-
it.
Oh yeah, you did.
I was
Yeah.
doing lighting.
Yep.
So I don't think you should downplay yourself too much.
No,
Your
they
photos
look
really
so
good,
cool.
so-
I think I remember like I was holding the light and I was like, "That's good. That looks good."
Yeah, there was quite a bit a bit of people are walking past being like, yo, that's cosplay sick.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Oh,
And
shucks.
you also had like
Yeah,
With the chainsaws, like-
yeah, like in the
Yeah.
inside, I'm like acting all giddy. I'm like, yeah,
Chainsaw Man forever.
Yeah.
No, but you also had one of your photos had like I don't, you had like a scarf on, or it was like
Oh
like
no, it was
cloth
like
or-
a piece of cloth with like make it look like blood on it. Like
it's supposed to be
cut,
like the intestines, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was more so like Chainsaw Man just like ripped through some some
Yeah, it's just some more
Like
detail.
action
No,
blood.
it looked
It just
really
came out like
really good though. Like it's
Yeah.
just like it like kind of
Like
menacing
after
too.
battle kind of thing.
Yeah.
She actually Buttercuss when we were messaging each other, she suggested the idea, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, because also like outside it was windy, so it made it like flow, and it
Yeah.
looked so cool.
Well, because I could also see that as a thing Denji would do after a battle, just like he goes to a rooftop and just sits there and he's like, man.
Yeah.
I really wish I could talk to some girls right now. Just like
Yeah.
something completely not even relevant
Yeah.
to like the battle, you know.
yeah,
But it was really good. It
Oh,
was really
thank you.
awesome, man. So I hope you got the motivation to either
Yeah.
improve on the Chainsaw Man cosplay, or you find something else that you really want to do. Do you have any other ideas?
Oh man,
You did Nero, right? From Devil
yeah, but that was back then.
Devil May Cry. I'm trying.
Yeah,
I was
Devil
trying to
May
think of
Cry.
the-
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about going because like I haven't done Thorfinn justice from Vinland Saga.
Okay.
So I want to like I don't know why it like lately it's my cosplays are like the intimidating like boys. I don't know why. Like I like before it was like the quirky, like the Hoen Kyoma Tatsuki, or not Tatsuki, what was his name? From Zombieland Saga.
Oh, fuck.
The manager.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Never watched it.
Yeah, just like he's also very goofy as well. So I just love the
I love
goofy, yeah, just the goofy like boys. And now to transition from that, and like you kind of see it because like the NI cosplay is like Kyo from Fruits Basket, and then I'm like now I'm just getting pure like intimidating boys, and I'm like
At least Denji's like goofy also.
oh yeah, he's like right now like
you get
he's
best of both
goofy.
worlds. You can
Yeah,
be goofy as Denji, and then
yeah.
you turn into Chainsaw Man. You're just savage.
Yeah, it's
you
like
know?
it's like two cosplays in one. It's
Yeah.
like, it's great. I love it.
Two
yeah.
for one. Good deal.
Two for
Yeah,
one.
basically, yeah. But yeah, going back to like when I was cosplaying and doing the photo shoot, like yeah, like it was cold, and like I remember Buttercuss and Jen were like, well, Buttercuss, she suggested that, oh yeah, you could like stand on the top of this ledge, and like I had this like in my head, I have an internal voice, and I'm like, I don't know, it's very steep, like it's very tall, and
Mhm.
like it's very dangerous, and there's wind, it's cold, and then like for whatever reason, like then my outside normal self is like, yes. And then my internal voice is like, what are you doing?
What did
It's
we
like-
just say?
Yeah, and I'm like, it's for the cosplay. Don't yeah, so yeah.
I feel like that's such a Denji thing to do too, though. He's like Denji's like, oh man, like blah blah. I wish I could just play inside. Makima's like, you want to come with me?
Yes.
Yep. Yes, please.
Yeah. Oh man, I've been chained up the most in Anime NYC out of any other con. Okay, so I apologize I'm gonna be the spokesperson of the Chainsaw Man fan base. Yeah, we can get a little like
Horny?
like just like yeah, horny, I guess. Yeah, like we just like show that like publicly, which isn't like the best thing, and like it's just a kind of annoying. So apologize for that, but like it's like I just picture like a little Jimmy coming out with his dad to it at his first anime convention, and then
It
he
is all
sees-
ages.
Yeah,
It is
and then
all
the dad sees like a Makima walking Chainsaw Man or Denji while he's on all fours, and it's like,
Dad, why is that
Yeah.
guy getting stepped on? Don't look.
Yeah.
Don't look.
Yeah. I've been.
Why is he
also-
barking?
Speaking of I've been stepped on the most in this anime. I don't know, something about Chainsaw Man. So.
I'm gonna take your point here, and I'm gonna transition it into the overall con, because everyone was just like, there was this, you saw clearly who was the doms and who were the subs.
Yeah.
Like the
Oh
subs,
yeah.
like it was like holy. it was nuts. Like we we met this cosplayer, Stella Chu.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with her? And she was cosplaying Lucy, and I was with my other friend Dan,
Right.
who was in the vlog last year in the beginning. And I was like, "Oh, look, it's Lucy." That's his favorite character from the Edgerunners. And I was like, "Oh, let's get a picture." And then so we waited there like 10 minutes or so because she was talking to other fans, and then on the table she had her prints or like whatever, and then on the corner of the table it was like table dom for $20, and I looked at it and I was like, man, this is like wild. And then I look at him and he's like, I was like, Dan,
Maybe it's not wild.
and then he looked at me like, yes. I'm like, are you gonna do this? He went, maybe. and we literally saw someone get table dommed for him, so he was like, all right, I'm doing this. I was like, no.
Wait.
How are you doing?
I lost them.
What's table dom?
So she instead, like, you know when they push you up against the wall?
Kabedon?
Yeah. So instead it's like she took him and like took him by the chest like this and just pushed him down on the table and like leaned over him, and then so and his face
Okay,
was,
cut locked.
his face was like I'll hit the thing
I
back here.
didn't even know the concept of that, but once you explained that, if I was like with you and I saw that, I'd been like, it might be worth
$20 is
it.
$20.
That might be worth it.
Hey,
yeah.
listen, you
It's a
want
good deal.
bro. People made so much bank, and oh my god, I don't know if it was a TikTok or it was something on Twitter. I was like,
Are we gonna talk about that person that should be freaking banned from the con?
No,
because that was despicable.
Biological warfare?
Biological warfare,
Yikes.
straight up. That was disgusting.
Was she charging people? Yeah, she was charging people money.
Yeah,
Yes.
charging people
You
money.
want to explain?
is it the same thing? Is it okay?
She was spitting in.
Yes,
Yeah.
no,
Dude,
like, oh my
people
God.
are trying to get her banned because that was.
Well, she
was
is.
gross.
She is
banned?
for, I think, future anime in New York City.
Wow.
Good, as she
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
There were children there.
And
Like,
there were children.
There were children there.
I am so happy I didn't see that, or else it would have like kind of
Oh.
soured my like experience. Glad I didn't.
Bro.
see
Yeah,
it.
If this was at an
gross.
18 plus thing, it would have been like, all right,
Oh, like,
gross.
weird, but whatever.
But whatever, you
Yeah.
know, but no, broad daylight, children walking around, not safe, you know, COVID's still floating around.
Yeah, like that dude that was like sucking on her toes.
No,
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
No,
Stop.
somebody who got spit
Oh my God.
in her, you know, she spit in somebody's mouth and one of them got COVID as well.
Wait,
Yeah?
is that real?
What?
Was that actually real, or was that a rumor?
That's floating around, but I really wouldn't doubt it, you know.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
So unconfirmed, but
Yeah,
I
I watched so many videos and pictures, and I'm like, dude,
Why'd you
what
keep
the
watching?
fuck? No, because they were all coming up on my feed.
Yeah.
I legitimately, like I said, I saw this on my Twitter, and it was the hardest I think I've ever cringed. Only because not only is it just like disgusting, it just in my eyes, I'm like, no, like,
Yeah.
oh, what, like
Yeah.
what? And then you're paying for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like, dude, you are like at the bottom of the cesspool. You're just
Yeah.
like, please
Literally.
spit in my mouth. I'm like, what?
And
No.
it wasn't even like a like she
What?
hacked up a loogie.
Yeah, man, I
And,
know.
Ugh.
and feet are gross. That's
Yeah,
that's
and
my
like
take,
literally
though.
they were
Feet are
on the
disgusting.
con floor.
That's
con
true.
floor, and she was laying down on the floor, and the guy was too, and he was just sucking on her toes, like deep throating that
He
foot.
was sucking on them grippers.
Yeah, I was like, put those grippers away, bitch.
Please. I was
Did we
like,
just both cringe at the same time.
Yeah.
yeah, that was nuts. When
Yeah.
I
Get
saw
the
when I
flavor.
saw that after the fact, I was like, oh,
I'm so
my
glad I
God,
didn't see
what the
that.
fuck,
Oh yeah,
dude?
man. I'm just ever since like just me dealing with the whole like panel situation. I'm glad that's the only repercussion that I dealt with. Well, okay, so funny enough, I feel like this isn't like a like me ragging on Anime New York City or anyone to be in particular.
No,
But, like,
get him.
No. But like I don't know, it's just funny to me because like a bunch of I feel like out of anyone that's cosplaying, the Lucy cosplayers had like they were the most to their character to the point where like a lot of them had I want to say like overconfidence in their cosplay
Oh.
where like I was like just being like, hey, I went to a couple like Lucy cosplayers and like whenever I see like a cool cosplay, of course I have to like like compliment them and stuff like that, and like me doing that to the Lucy cosplayers is like the weirdest and the funniest at the same time because a lot of them are like they were like there was one in particular where it's like at the after party for the official Anime New York City after party Saturday. And
Mhm.
like I complimented her and she's like, instead of saying, the usual thank
Thank you.
she was like, yeah, I know.
Ew.
That's
like,
gross.
Ew.
That's gross.
Okay, one side of me is like, okay, you know what, you're being 100%, with your cosplay, but at the same time, it's like,
No, that's more.
No, there's manners.
Come on,
Yeah,
There's
nah.
manners.
Yeah, maybe because
I don't like that.
she thought it was like
Lucy's not
something
even that much
else.
like that. I don't think.
Lucy, I feel like Lucy is like,
She's confident, but I don't think she's.
But
you still should have manners. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I've met my fair share of cosplayers that think that they are above other people, and I'm
Yeah.
like, in the end, we're all fucking grown ass adults playing dress up.
Right.
Relax.
Yeah.
Relax. Like,
Yeah.
literally, like, you need to step down a notch, because there's famous cosplayers that don't act like that.
Right.
That do this as a
That
career.
are normal people.
They do this as a career, and they're still nice, normal people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, some of them, yeah, like, and especially when you get to like bigger cons where like, more people like end up going that like, really like either have a following on the internet or something, you really get to see like how they are, you know,
Yeah.
and if they're humble about it.
Yeah.
But like I said, in the end, we're all just fucking grown ass adults playing dress up. Like,
Mhm.
chill.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
it's not that deep.
This Anime New York City kind of like opened up my eyes, because I felt like I've seen so many whether it's famous cosplayers or like YouTube influencers, and like I met I've seen what's his name, Jimmy Zhang, if you guys know who that is, as well as his editor, and like I was just like talking with his editor at the Senpai Squad after party. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember
And-
you like
I've heard the name. What kind of content?
So a lot of their content is majority of them are going to like conventions and like they talk to like a lot of they try to hit up how to explain this?
They
You know,
harass
like-
women? Is that
No, they don't harass. No. They like they talk to a lot of girls. I don't know. I don't
Okay.
explain it, but like that's just the content that they make. I don't know. But majority. And like I don't know. I was talking with the editor, and he was like really chill. And at one point, in my internal voice, I'm like, how did I get to this point where I'm just listening and talking with this like this famous dude, and we're just chilling. We're just chilling, nothing crazy and everything. I'm like, I never like if I was younger, I would have been like freaking out. But like I guess like now I'm just like
You're like
I'm just
an
chilling.
adult talking to other adults with the same interests.
It definitely helps when someone is a normal person and
Yeah.
you can just talk to them.
Yeah. Literally.
it's
like,
also
I don't know,
it's also the environment too. We were just dancing, partying.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're all just doing the same thing.
I like your
know
moves,
what I mean?
kid.
Yeah.
That's why it was great, because like again we were at the Senpai Squad party, and I was like, Samir, if we find a Makima, I'm gonna make you talk to her. And then so finally one showed up, and I was like, get over here. Like, get over here, you're gonna talk to her. And I said this to you at the hotel, but I don't know if you remember, you came up to me and you were like, Brian, I'm gonna do it. I was like, all right, man, all right, let's go. And then I followed you, and then you made contact with her and went, I can't do it. You were like, I can't do it. And I was like,
I instantly turned away. I'm like, can't do it, can't do it. I can't do it.
I stopped him. And I was like, bro, you're just both Chainsaw Man cosplayers. Just start off with saying I love your cosplay, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. And then he went up and fucking did it, and I was like,
Yeah.
my man.
All right,
so sad we slept through that.
So
Yeah.
I have some breaking news about that sort of like thing that happened. So
Oh, I heard this.
Yeah, I already told this to Dan, and Dan, like, you mentioned it before, and I don't know if you could tell, but I looked at Dan, because, like, Dan's the only one that, okay, so, basically, to add on to this story, I didn't tell anyone this because I felt, like, ashamed in a way. Not like, I didn't do anything like that or anything, but my manhood was definitely questioned. I don't know if you can see where this is going, but basically there was so to add on to the story, there was at the Senpai Squad after party, there was a Bunny Makima cosplayer and a Bunny Venti cosplayer from Genshin. And so I just like I talked with them. They were both pretty chill, pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. There was. Am I allowed to get into detail? Like, is this like the 18? This is 18 plus or whatever.
Every time I upload a video, I put no, it's not for kids. So
okay.
yeah, you're good.
Yeah, because like I do remember like the bunny vent. So funny enough, this bunny venti keeps on showing up ever since then on my Twitter feed, and I'm like, I'm not even following this person, and I'm like, man, like, stop reminding me. I mean, yeah, they did an amazing job with their cosplay, but like,
I need to know the juicy part.
Oh yeah,
what's
I'm like,
what's
really,
the juicy
I'm
part?
really holding this out. Okay, so the bunny venti, I tweeted on my Twitter.
No.
So like I got grinded on, right? It was like, wow, I can't like, man, I got grinded on at an after party.
First of all, you said I got a lap dance.
Oh,
I need to know the story. Did you tell?
So I wait. I'm surprised you guys saw that.
No, because I as soon as you split off from me from our hotel, I went up to the room.
Yeah.
And I checked my Twitter, and you like tweeted it maybe 2 minutes after you left me. So I was like, I said to myself, I was like, it's not really a lap dance, Samir, but I get it. And then I went to sleep. I went to sleep and I woke up and I was like, you fucking I was like, that motherfucker changed it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't pay for Twitter Blue. I deleted that. I don't pay for that. Elon? No.
Fuck Elon.
But yeah, so like the cogs were turning and I'm like, no, that wasn't a lap dance, so I had to change that.
But
so,
you thought of it yourself?
Yeah,
you thought of it yourself.
Because Jen was like, I wonder if you went back and you talked to your buddy and he was like, bro, you didn't get it.
Yeah.
You were like, oh shit, I gotta change it.
Yeah. I was like thinking. What's funny is that I was because I split off from you and I was walking to my hotel, and it's just funny because I was cosplaying as Denji, walking to my hotel room, thinking about Denji things, which is like, is that a lap dance or was that like, I don't think it was a lap dance.
literal Denji thoughts.
He's literally Denji when he was like, I lived a pretty good life. I got to talk to a girl. I got grinded on. I'm good.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything else.
Yeah. So
what happened with this cosplay?
Okay. So basically, what happened was I later learned that the Venti cosplayer was actually a guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I was questioning. Because there was some cosplayers where like I could kind of tell. I was like, are they? Are they not? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not gonna bring it up.
Well,
all right,
look, even if you're a guy or a girl, if you look like freaking hot, you look hot. You know, like hey, you gotta give respect to a good tissue. The bunny Pokemon, the bunny Venti, they were the Will Smith. That's hot. That's hot.
YouTube.
Yeah,
that's
hot. Yeah, that's hot. Yeah.
So it was the Venti.
Yeah. So then,
am I saying that right? What about the Makima?
With the Makima, that's also a guy.
Oh,
but like, I was like, damn, guys kind of look that like good. That's crazy. Like that's insane. Like
and you know what was giving it away was it was actually the boobs. I was like, this looks like too fake. I was like, I can cut. It was almost like not plastically, but like
it's the chest,
like the fake. Yeah.
I was like,
there are some cosplay like actual like cis female cosplayers that do use them for like characters that like the boobs,
big boob ones.
For the boobs are very important.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we saw that last year at Katsu as well. I think a good amount at Katsu.
Yeah.
People had them.
Sammy, right?
No.
The one or two of the wives that we recorded for
really?
Ticken's wives.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. No, but your friend that cosplayed Gyutaro, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Sam.
Gyutaro, the big rib cage and everything.
Yeah, Sam. Yeah,
Sam, okay.
He also wore a like the fake silicone chest. Yeah.
I was like, is that their name? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, Sam.
Sam. Yeah.
I should like look into that. Like that's like the life hack of like.
Yeah, it is.
I love how Sam wore the big fake rib cage and everything, and then somebody was like, "That dude is so scrawny," and it's like, oh,
that's the point.
No, but what was I gonna say is that with the Makima cosplayer, at least it was like you still did it. So you were like, I did it and I talked to them. And it's like, all right, whatever. It was a dude who fucking cares. Yeah, you still like managed the courage to go up and like talk to them and like get stepped on.
You got stepped on there?
Well, I told you guys that a dude ran in and was like, "Oh, step on me, step on me."
Oh,
he got
yeah,
on.
yeah.
And then I was like,
Get out
"Did
the
you
way.
go?" I like threw him in there, and
I
he's
was
like,
"Get out of the way.
"Okay."
This is supposed to be me." Yeah, so,
Fantastic.
It was a good
Yeah.
time. And then since we're talking about the Senpai Squad party, these two, we came back after the con, and
We got a little too lit. I got a little too silly.
got a little too lit. They came back to the hotel room and were like, Dan was like, "All right, Brian, set an alarm for 10:15 and
That was the first
10:20."
mistake.
Yep.
And I was like, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm just taking a little nap." I'm like, "All right." So I set my alarms. The first one goes off. I let it play a little bit. I'm like, "Okay, fine. I'll just dismiss it." And then the second one goes off, and I can kind of see Dan like shuffle. I'm like, "Okay," so he's like noticing it. I shut it off. I literally go up to Dan, and I'm like, "Hey, man." I'm like, "Hey," and then he goes, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "So, do you still want to go? Like, I know, it seems like Jen's knocked out." And he was like, I think I'm gonna stay." But he kind of
I was not conscious for this.
Yeah, he had like the sleepy voice, but he was still speaking full sentences, like legitimately.
He does that.
And
I do
I was
that.
like, "Are
Yeah.
you sure you want to stay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm sure." I was like, "Okay, man, like no problem. You got
That was
it."
Sleep Dan. That wasn't
And,
me.
and then legitimately, I told Samir, like, "Oh, Jen and Dan, they were just really tired. I asked if they want to come, and they no." And then I think like an hour and a half later,
Yeah.
I sent the snap of Samir dancing, and then Dan goes, "Thanks for waking us up, man."
Yeah.
I was like, "Bro, I woke you up. I swear, I promise, I did."
It wasn't me.
He was like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, I shook you, and you." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I talk in my sleep sometimes." I was like,
Yeah.
I
was so
should have
upset.
learned my lesson from
we should have went
Katsucon.
anyway. We were talking like because we woke up at like midnight, and I was like, "Oh, like you're like, oh, should we still go?" I'm like, I feel like people are gonna leave.
Mhm.
Stupid, because I felt like I felt like
We should have
people
still.
were gonna leave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
people
Stupid.
feel like
Even if it was for a little bit.
We called it too at the bar because we all were out at the bar beforehand, and you left as well to go like get ready and all that. We were getting a little sleepy, but we're like, no, we should stay here and just
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you. What was the name of the place again? The
Mr.
restaurant?
Biggs.
Mr. Biggs.
Mr.
Yeah.
Biggs. Yeah. So they were we were all eating and drinking at Mr. Biggs, and then Dan said we have to stay here because we will fall asleep if we go back. And so I went back to the hotel room to like change, or I don't remember what it was, and then they walk in, like they knock on the door, and I'm like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh no." And
Because
then
we
for a
could keep
while-
wasting money.
We kept.
Oh
we-
yeah, that's right.
And Mr. Biggs is cheap. They're a godsend. They're good food, good drinks, cheap.
It's like $4 beer, $6 beer. Something.
yeah,
No, yeah, it's
and like the mixed drinks too, and the shots. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
really good.
cheap.
Check it out, Mr.
But
Biggs. shout out.
we just kept ordering drinks and being that we were probably there for like an extra 40 minutes or so, and
Yeah.
we're like, we're gonna be too fucked up and too like we're spending money and
Yeah.
it was like 8:00, and I think the party started when at 10
10:30.
10:30. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
And we were like, this is a long time. So we made the bad decision to go back to the hotel, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, next time because this happened at Katsucon too, where like the toilet story. Do you know about that?
No. What?
Oh,
Long story short, at Katsucon, Dan and we got like Dan and Jen got pretty lit that night,
Sure
and
did.
Dan was passed out on the rim of the toilet.
after I had ordered food.
And he Uber Eats McDonald's. Luckily, I woke up just in time to get it. I brought it inside, and I was like, I don't know where Dan is. And I see the bathroom light on, and I was like, oh, I hope he's like not passed out on the toilet, like pants down. So I check, and he's just like this on the rim. And I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
And I woke him up. I brought him to the bed, and I was like, "Are you good, man?" He's like, "Yeah." And then I woke up next morning, and it's in our vlog. I told him about it, and he's like, "What?"
I had no recollection of this.
Literally, he
No
put a
recollection.
thing in the video. He was like, "This is all news to Dan." And I was like, "Dan." So now I gotta know for next time if Dan or Jen passes out, I need to get like a little glass of water and just like splash on your
Yeah.
face. You're like, wake you the. I gotta
Yeah.
like wake you the fuck
Yeah.
up.
All permission.
Put a. I'll be
no.
like, Dan.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Well, you know what? I have a deviated septum, so I have sleep apnea, which I think also attributes to me easily getting into a deep sleep and also the sleep talking because I'm so I am going to look into getting my deviated septum fixed soon because I think since it affects my breathing, it's going to be free with insurance. So hopefully once they fix that and I get better sleep, I'll be okay.
So we got to worry about that ever again. But
Yes.
that's a long process.
I want to try to get it done by Katsu, but I don't know how it's
no
going to.
way.
What do you mean?
I don't think it'll happen by Katsu.
Yeah,
Why
like
not?
2 months.
Oh, I don't know.
It's such a quick thing.
Is it a quick
Yeah,
thing?
yeah,
Oh, I
it's
don't know.
super-
I don't know
it's a
why I
super
thought it was
quick
like a
thing.
nose job or
they
something.
grab your nose and
Really? That's
no.
What? Oh, okay.
Sometimes. For some people, that's all it takes.
Oh, okay.
So this one kid just started at my job, and he got it done when he was like, well, he's 19, so I'm like, he's still kind of a teenager, but like he got it done when he was like probably 15 or so. And the doctor looked, and he's like, oh yeah, it's deviated. And then he's like, all right, look up, sticks a screwdriver in there, goes, and he's like, oh fuck,
really?
yeah, that was it. And he had a broken nose. Yes, he had a broken nose, and it just healed, and then he was good.
So they're gonna break your nose and it's
Yes.
gonna heal itself in place.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, potentially.
Interesting.
Sometimes they have to do more, but I guess I'll find out.
They're gonna have to grind your nose.
No.
As long as they don't change it, I'm cool with my nose.
Josuke from Part 4.
Oh my god.
All right, anyway, I'm apologizing. All right, it was a JoJo.
This is a random thought. Back to the Anime NYC. I feel like there weren't that many figures this year. I was really looking for
There
something
was only like
cool.
what 3
and there was
spots?
and there was so many like different like figure sections, and I feel like I couldn't find like anything like really
Yeah.
like that really grabbed
We
me.
each got one.
Yeah, I got the
Yeah.
Sailor Moon one, like because I don't have one, but like
Right.
I was just like I wanted.
It's not
I
out
wanted
yet.
more.
We're gonna do our
I was
unboxing.
No, no,
I got the shelf behind me, so I could just look.
Yeah, no, not yet, not yet. I should.
The panels though were like, I mean, not panels. The vendors were like pretty damn sick. Like there
Yeah.
was I think the best one easily has to, and like man, Gundam fans, it's pretty rough being a Gundam fan, but man, their booth was like the best thing there.
The
Like,
Gundam
sick.
experience.
Yeah,
So
that was
cool.
cool.
It was like it showed. I apologize to the Gundam fans because like I don't know the names of the two like really big Gundams that they were displaying, but like they
probably the unicorn
amazing.
model, like it was like
Mhm.
white and red, that red lights, right?
Yeah.
That's I know that's the
Mhm.
I think that's the unicorn model, but I'm not sure.
Mhm.
I don't remember the other one.
Yeah,
'Cause the unicorn one is they built like a life size one in Japan, and it like
Ooh.
it changes.
Oh, that's
it
the one
moves and
that
stuff.
that can very slowly move.
No, not the one that's by the water, like
Oh, okay.
that's on the dock.
Is this
Yeah.
a Diversity one? or
No,
something?
it's it's like it's stationary, but like the panels move and it lights up.
Oh.
That's cool.
It like
Ooh.
it transforms a little bit, but then they do have the actual moving one where it like comes out and like
Yeah.
it's like what the fuck.
By the way, the Yokohama one that you were talking about, the one that moves, they're gonna get rid of it.
Oh.
Why? Are they
Oh,
getting rid of it?
yeah,
It's gonna
that-
be
I think
like
it's temp-
March of 2023. I remember this because like one of my friends is like I just told it to him and he's like, "What? No! Why is this happening?" Yeah.
What are they gonna do with all those parts? Make a new one?
I don't know. It should stay
Yeah,
there.
New and
probably.
improved.
Recycle.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I hope so.
Recycle. You
But,
said
like-
it was-
That's not very powerful.
Not very power like.
Yeah.
Throw it in the ocean.
it's mine.
Yeah, but
I'm
like,
taking it.
There you go.
looking at that the Gundam experience, like huge vendor, and like for the video, like I'm not like a Gundam fan, but like for them to probably go through the timeline and like seeing stuff like like the ones I'm familiar with are like what was it called, like Iron Blooded Orphans, and the one new one that's out right now, which is The Witch from Mercury. I think it's literally airing just now.
Yeah.
They went all the way from the beginning to what's going on right now, and it's like I felt the history and like the amount of weight that this this huge universe brings. So like I it's so damn sick. And the other ones, as well, the Genshin booth and what other things were there in terms
Oh
of
yeah.
vendors?
Jinx was working the Genshin
Yeah.
booth. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Jinx.
Genshin
Bestie.
booth is big as always. Dude,
Yeah.
I know.
I didn't even know that I could walk up because I follow Jinx, which is Merkuma on Instagram, and like she's telling me, Jen's telling me like, oh, you could just walked up, and I was like, bro, it's
That was only for the merch. Yeah.
Humongous line for the merch, yeah.
I'm a huge fan of her, and like I'm like, damn it, no. Why? So, yeah. So.
bro, since we're on the topic of Genshin, the con was like it's like every convention I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like that I go to now
Mhm.
is
It's Genshin Con.
flooded by
yeah.
Genshin.
It sure is.
You
Yeah.
cannot escape it. It is everywhere.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
year
It
it
is
was
nuts.
It was the most popular cosplay is Genshin and Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable. I'm just like, bro, the Genshin just has like all these fans by the balls. They're just like,
Yeah.
they're like, you want this 5-star? No. And it's like,
Yeah.
all right, we'll give you more money. It's like, there we go.
That's what I
We'll ease
thought.
up a little bit. Yeah. It is just crazy. I mean, like, but Genshin cosplayers go so hard and they look really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like every time I see it, I'm like, that looks awesome as fuck.
Yeah.
They have so many cool ones to choose from too.
Yeah,
You know,
that's the other thing. They do have a very unique character designs, and again, there's a lot of them. So it's like you can have like a whole cosplay group, and like almost everybody's a different character.
Yeah, very
and it's
true.
like holy
I
shit.
don't know how people like wear those because again, I'm like opening my eyes to like in terms of cosplay in general, and I'm just like, God, like that doesn't look comfortable at the slightest, and it's
Most
very
of the time it's not.
yeah, and like it's just Genshin cosplays. I feel like are I don't know, they're very difficult. Like it's just very like elaborate and like very detailed. So I don't know. It's
like
crazy.
one of the Genshin cosplayers that we saw, she tripped and broke her shoe
Oh no,
What?
really?
Where was that?
at Anime NYC.
No, where though? Was that?
We-
Oh
yeah.
yes, at the lower level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she was like walking, like I could tell they just got there because I think they just put all their stuff in code check. She's like walking, and a lot of those cosplay shoes have no grip. You literally have to like add grip yourself, or else they're super slippery. She slipped on the floor and twisted her foot, and the sandal part popped out, and like the shoe broke, and she like fell completely on her face.
Yeah. I just hope her ankle was okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
we ran over and we're like, oh my god, do you need any help? And she's like, I'm fine. I'm like,
Aw.
oh,
Damn.
I felt so bad.
The tears running. I'm okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's trying to like hold it in, like, oh man, I
man.
feel so bad.
Yeah.
But giant Luffy on the show floor was cool too.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Oh, the Luffy as
Yeah.
well. Oh wow.
Yeah, I
that's why-
didn't think they were gonna bring it to Anime NYC. I thought like Comic Con was like it.
Yeah, because I think they were doing a tour for
the movie.
for the movie. But,
Okay.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. I
Yeah.
just don't know, like if they drove it to another con or if they just kept it in the city. Cause
Yeah,
they're like, we're just
that's
gonna
what
put it
I
up
wondered
again.
too, because I could have sworn I heard somewhere that New York Comic Con was like it, like the last one, and I was like, oh, okay. So
Yeah.
then when I saw it at Anime
Oh, for the
NYC, I was
Luffy?
like, yeah, I was like, oh,
I'm
oh,
sure.
shit.
I'm sure Anime NYC was like, hey, you
might as well
you
just
want
leave
to
it,
store
bro.
that
Yeah.
here? Well, you store it for us and we'll use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you cosplayed as Shanks.
Yeah,
on the
I did
first
cosplay
day.
as Shanks. Yeah, so I get to take a nice little video with the giant Luffy.
I saw a
Also on the
little
vlog.
kid- I saw a little kid so like excited to see you, like a little kid and
Yes.
and their parent. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was adorable. Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
that-
like Shanks.
Yeah.
So cute.
that's awesome. But what were the other cosplays you guys went as? Since we're on the topic of cosplay.
I didn't do much, so I'll just say I did Shanks, I did Aki, and Hawks, and I think that was it for me.
Yeah, you just did one a day.
Yeah. I'm not much of a cosplayer. I'm getting into at least wearing one for each day of the convention. I used to just go in a lot of regular clothes, as this pleb does. But,
I went as casual as Zenitsu. I had everything on except for the wig. I was like, whatever.
The wig is the best part.
I know, it's just like
You gotta
it's
go
so
100%.
rough. It's so rough to wear.
I am
It's
lazy
like-
though, but I'm trying to get a little more into it. But Jen,
Friday I was Nazuna. And yeah, Friday I was
Listen.
Nazuna. I was gonna be fucking Bunny Power for that night,
You-
but I died.
It's so funny because you dressed up as Bunny Power and we went to Mr. Big's.
Yeah,
Everything except for the party.
I know.
Typical power like behavior, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being reckless and then falling asleep.
But it's
Yeah.
okay because you made up for it because you went.
I went as Bunny Power
to the
next,
other after.
Yeah, yeah.
What was that? What was the name of that one?
It was the
Plus
the
Ultra.
Plus Ultra.
Entertainment.
Yes. Plus
Yeah.
Ultra.
Very good.
It was so fun.
But what else?
And yeah, Saturday I was the bride to be. And then at night I was the Bunny Power, and then Sunday I was Nurse Power.
and you did shoots for which?
I did shoots for 2B and Nazuna.
Yeah, very cool.
And also,
Very fun.
and someone took pictures of you in your nurse.
Yes, yeah.
Power.
It was like one of those like quick, like they were there and they're just like, hey, can you take some pics? I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
And
I always love taking pictures, so I always say yes.
And we also had our friend Sam on.
Yeah.
Yes.
She
Sunday.
came Saturday, right? Or she
Saturday?
knows-
Saturday.
Saturday
She-
Saturday
night?
to Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saturday night she was Bunny Hinata.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
then Sunday she was Rem.
Shout out Sam.
Yep,
Shout out
yep,
Sam.
yep.
Little Sammy Sam.
Speaking of Sam, because our hotel room was really small.
Very
so
small.
if you're not familiar with the Yotel, it was my first time going there. So I remember Dan
It's a
was
closet with a bed.
Yes.
Dan was like, oh, the room was gonna be pretty small. So
I
we'll
tried
figure
to
it out.
really emphasize it.
Like he was like trying to warn me so much, and I was like, I'll just sleep on the floor. It's okay. And man, he opened the door, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, wow, this is really small.
We're going to be putting out part 2 of the vlog soon from Anime NYC, which kind of just wraps it up. And it's in there. So if you take a peek at that, you could see how small it really is.
Like, it was funny because on Friday night, me, Jen, and Dan slept on the bed. And then when it came to Saturday, we were like, all right, how is this going to work? Dan was like, don't worry, guys, I'll sleep on the floor. And the bed had like this little like cutout or cubby kind of where you could like, I guess, put your shoes or
I
something.
thought it went all the way through. It did not.
And he just was like, you just saw his chest and his head was gone. His head was under the bed. And I was like...
And he snores so... He sounded like a demon under the bed.
I was like, the boogeyman's coming, bro.
And I think Sam was just like, Dan needs to go to a doctor.
I sure do. I sure do.
Sam was like, is he okay? Is he
No.
like? I was like, nah, it's okay. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, that's just how he
He wakes up every day, so... I thought putting my head under there was going to make it quieter, but it seems like it did not.
No, it amplified it.
It echoed it because it just came out.
Yeah.
And I was sleeping in the middle, and in true power fashion, I just slept like...
Oh my god! Yes, in true power.
In true power fashion.
Yes.
Nothing
I was
happened.
I woke up at one point and my hand was like on Brian and I'm like, ugh.
Oh yeah, I was like, ew, what? I was curled up like at the edge of the bed because it was like Sam and Jen had like 2/3 of the bed, and then I was just like over here. I was like, I'm just gonna curl up. I was like, I'll just sleep over here. And I remember Jen said the same. She was like, you were like in a ball. Like, all the way over here. I'm like, it's okay. I'm used to it.
And like he like slept without his shirt on, so I woke up and I felt like my arm on his shoulder, and I'm like, ugh.
That's right.
I'm like, ugh.
It was a little hot. We're gonna say.
Yeah.
Like I just felt skin, and I was like, oh, skin is.
I feel like also no
and I was
matter
like clammy.
Clammy.
no matter what we tried to do to the thermostat, it was just like
It's so
I
hot
see
in
you,
there.
but nah.
It was so hot
Bro,
in there.
it was just so funny because I remember I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed, and I took off my Jen's like, you're gonna fucking you're gonna sleep shirtless. I'm like, what? Like, leave me alone. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so very small, but very close to the convention center. So
Yeah, very convenient, and
Yeah.
right next to Mr. Biggs, my favorite
Yes.
place ever.
it's so nice because
It-
everything was so cheap there.
Yeah,
The location was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good. There was a lot
That's
of
why I
stuff. There
like
was a
staying
CVS right
there.
across the corner, so we just like
Yeah,
Right.
got
everything.
drinks or stuff
Right.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, and the liquor store was literally like right next to
At the bottom of the hotel.
Yeah,
basically.
literally.
And
So-
there was a gyro cart right in
Mhm.
front of it. I was like, oh, this was so good.
Also,
That's
the
so
food
good.
in the convention center this year was pretty good.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
yeah,
dumplings,
yeah.
the bao buns we got were good. The Amazon grab and go thing is a blessing and a curse because it's so easy to get stuff, but then you look at the bill after and you're like,
My
fuck.
credit card.
Yep, because all you do is tap it, walk in, the camera accurately knows what you got, and it charges you for that, and nothing more, but it feels like more. Because,
Yeah,
You-
because you just keep going back for
Yep.
more.
yeah, but it was good.
Yeah, that store is crazy, man. You're just like, scan your card, and then you just walk out with your stuff. It scans it, and you're like, all right, charged.
Yeah.
Accurate.
crazy.
It's not like they're fooling you either. The prices are right there.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I think if I have to comment anything else, kind of going back to the occupancy, I personally felt like it was actually like nice.
I
Like,
think it was perfect.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
Perfect amount of
wasn't.
people.
I did not feel at any moment like I was overcrowded.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it was a good amount of occupancy that I felt like I could just freely walk through. Sometimes
a little crowded here or there, but
yeah, but nothing crazy. And I feel like that's a double-edged sword because again, with the whole limited 3-day pass, that if only 4,500 people guaranteed were coming every day, and that's if they came,
right.
and then obviously the single-day passes. And so, maybe some people only went on Saturday or only Sunday, and
Well, it's 4,500 for the 3-day, and then each individual one. So maybe it was 9,000 people a day or something like that. I forget how many individual day badges they sold
I
each.
feel like it's more, but then again, I'm not sure. But yeah, I just, at any point in time, I was like, oh, you know, I'm just not getting like shoved around. Because again, we went to Comic-Con and Comic-Con is like, you're like,
you're like
walking sometimes.
Like you're shoulder to shoulder.
It's a lot.
That was last year. Anime NYC as well was like that for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Shoulder to shoulder,
Yeah.
But
real intimate.
But again, I think, like you said, that problem was because they took a break in 2020 because of COVID. And I think they just underestimated how many people were going to come back for Anime NYC, and then that it was just like a big mess.
And I feel like with quarantine, like a lot more people got into anime and stuff like that. They ended up finding out about cosplaying because, like, you know, TikTokers were mainly a lot of cosplayers before the pandemic. So like I feel like everyone started discovering, and they didn't know that so many people were gonna come now, especially a lot of new fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was remember the 2021 there was in Anime New York City, the Omicron variant.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that they had a big outbreak of that afterwards.
I think it was someone from Minnesota that like got it in
fucking Minnesota.
Yeah, or I
Minnesota.
think it was Minnesota. But yeah, they flew down here and like
and just decided to go.
I remember like getting the constant emails and texts being like, you need to get tested, like you need like I think like New York in general, or like anyone that went to this convention, like they need to like do this, you know, to prevent the spread of the Omicron variant. So
luckily I was good from that, but then about a month and a half later, I got it from like the day to day, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Not even from the con.
No, it was so crowded too, but nothing. Nope.
Man, I will say, like, when the Omicron variant came out, I remember my coworkers were like, oh man, your nerd convention did this.
No, I hated that. I'm like, oh,
it was so funny.
Yeah, that was rough.
But it was wild to see it on the news, because again, like we kind of have just whatever, like we play like the stocks channel on our TV at work.
Very fun.
So yeah, but you know, they do go over like world news and stuff. So when the Omicron variant was like, oh, the convention in New York City about and I was like, oh, it's so weird to see it like on TV. Like
at the same time, you're like
didn't you go to that? No. There's video proof of you. Shut up.
Shut up.
I didn't do it.
You literally posted a vlog.
Yeah, the whole what was it? The New York governor came out and like had to address it. I'm like,
anime titties. I don't think was that a direct quote? Or?
Anime was a mistake.
Yeah,
I agree.
So, man. Also, I just wanted to, if you don't mind, like about the panels. Like, I just want to hear you guys, because like
that's actually what I was going to talk.
Panels, but I couldn't because you know the whole situation with like the
scheduling did not work out for me.
I was just about to bring that up actually, so it's perfect. Yeah, so I did a lot of things trigger this year, and God bless, because it was so fucking awesome. As you know, if you listen, I'm a big Trigger fan, so I love Kill la Kill, Gurren Lagann, Fooly Cooly, just obviously Edge Runners that came out this year, just so much amazing work. And they had 2 panels and signings on Friday and Saturday, and I won the lottery for the Saturday signing, so I was like, let's go. I was like, yes. So the one panel was it was like animation, what was it called again? It was
evolving animation.
Evolving animation in the industry. And it was when the director, I brought this up on my phone actually, because I was like, I want to say their names right. The director, I believe, was Shigeto Koyama. And he did a panel just talking about like, going from drawing, and then like now we're doing CGI, and like all, you know, how digital technology has helped with advancing producing anime. And then the second panel was on Sunday. I think it was Sunday or Saturday. I don't remember which day. But that one had all 3 guests, and the other 2 guests are Sushio, and then I might pronounce this wrong, but it's Hiromi Wakabayashi.
Okay.
It's a long name. Wakabayashi. So they are respectively, one is a director at Studio Trigger, one is the character designer for Kill la Kill and Gurren Lagann, and then one of them was the character designer for Cyberpunk Edge Runners. And the panel was really cool because they went over like concepts for certain designs, and they also were doing a live drawing as well. So one of them drew Mako in her Goku Star 2 suit, which is awesome, with the like giant club, which is that was really cool. And then they did the other one was Ryuko, and she was in like a onsen, and she was like covering herself with a towel, and then I forgot the dog's name, but like the dog had like a bloody nose, and he was like, holy shit. But yeah, the live drawings were really cool, and it was so wild too because I don't remember if it was Sushio or Hiromi, but they did like sketches. One of them did just like a bunch of sketches. It was like, oh, which one do you want me to finish, guys? And it was just like Lucy, Rebecca, Mako, Ryuko, it was whatever. And then of course everyone was like, horny Ryuko, please. Or she's just like, like shy in the onsen. Like, I think I showed you a picture. But that one was really cool because again, they were showing concepts. It was a lot about cyberpunk. So they showed concepts of Rebecca, Lucy. Lucy was originally supposed to have like this like dark cloak, like because she was on the run, kind of deal. So they originally had her with like a hooded cloak sort of deal instead of like the white outfit she has in the show. And then also they were explaining how when CD Projekt Red brought up the idea, they didn't really have anything made for the game yet. Like they didn't make anything for Cyberpunk at the time, and I think this was 2018. And so Studio Trigger was like, all right, so we're just going to have to vaguely go based off of your description. And so Lucy originally had like, because they thought she was going to be like an American-based chick, like a character. And so they gave her like cowboy jean shorts. And then once they saw like how the game was developing, they went, all right, we're going to have to change this. Like we thought this was going to be something completely different. And, there was at points where Lucy had like purple hair, red hair, really cool concepts. And then David, they had like different models where he was like skinnier, shorter, like jacked, and like obviously they kind of took like the bigger jacked side when he got main. Which I did
not like. I did not like his jacked
It was a little disproportionate.
Well, like it's supposed to be, like it's the cyberpunk world.
Yeah.
Of course, people. Well, you wouldn't do that if you were living in that. No, you wouldn't. No. I mean, I would try. But then I would get into cyberpsychosis, and unfortunately,
good old cyberpsychosis.
Yeah, it was that panel was really cool. And then again, like I said on Saturday, I got the signing, so I got my own Ryuko Matoi drawing.
Yeah, which we did put in the part 1 vlog as well.
Yeah, check out the vlog because I was able to film them, luckily. I asked and they were like, yeah, that's okay. So we did like Dan fast forward, did a little time lapse of them all signing and drawing their stuff. I originally wanted to get this fan art poster, but you had to bring something official.
Like official, yeah.
And then so Susho was like, oh, like, do you want me to do the bunny ear? I was like, yeah, sure. So then he added like the bunny ears, and then Hiromi drew Mako in a bunny suit as well. So
it came out very cool.
Really awesome. I did that panel, or I did those activities. That was all just Trigger, by the way. And then I ended up going to the Wit Studio panel. And they did Ranking of Kings, Spy Family. They did the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan. I only said the first season in the vlog, and I was like, I looked it up, and it was like season 1 through 3, and I'm like, they did the first 3 seasons? I thought that was just the first season. But yeah, it was that was really. That was cool.
Sunday, right?
That was Sunday.
That was like the one where it was approaching, and I was like, man, that's gonna be the rest of the con, basically. And I was like,
was it 2 o'clock?
It was 2 to 4.
Yeah, that's right. And they also did a live drawing as well, and it was cool because they did Anya as the Statue of Liberty, and they had Bond next to her as well. So that was really cool. I think she was holding a peanut or something too.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if
be.
it was the torture, and she had the head face too. So I was like, "Let's go!" But what's it called? They did the live drawing, and then they went over each of the like shows they've produced. So they went over Ranking of Kings and the art design for that. They did Bubble, I think, too. The movie.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but I think they went over that as well. They produced like they did some music videos for an artist. That was really good. I unfortunately don't remember the name. What else? Again, they premiered the newest episode of Spy Family at the time. I think this was Sunday. I think the episode was going to premiere publicly the next day, but then they got permission to air it for like the panel room. So that was really cool. I left early though because we had to leave.
Right.
A little bit of a rush.
Yeah, definitely.
But that was really cool because people were asking, they did a Q&A, and one of the people said, what was the hardest anime that you guys worked on? And they said Attack on Titan.
Makes
And
sense.
it was crazy too because a lot of the answers were Attack on Titan. And I think just someone was like, oh, what was like the hardest, art direction or style? And they said Attack on Titan. And I guess, I don't know if that was like one of their first works or because
I guess for
Wit
2013,
Studio,
yeah,
Wit Studio was
maybe.
10 years old, right? Didn't they do
Yeah.
like their 10th anniversary? So
That's
Attack on
one of
Titan
their
was
first.
2013.
Yeah.
So I with such a big hype around it and everything, I guess, they were like, we got to nail this right.
People were
and make
upset they were
sure-
switching studios as well.
Yeah, because like with Studio, because like at first for whatever reason my dumb head was like, "Are you talking about Mappa? No, you're of course talking about with Studio."
Mhm.
And then like I remember season 1, 2, and 3, and like that was like we could get into a whole discussion about like
Mhm.
if they nailed it or whatever. Like did Mappa nail like take the reins and like make it better or make it worse? I don't know. But personally for me, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, seasons 1, 2, and 3, like it was impressive what they've done. Like in terms of
Yeah.
animation, it was absolutely like insane. Like of course it would be like you were talking about like what's the most difficult. Yeah. Of course, I would agree with them 100%. It would have been Attack on Titan, just because like I remember the most famous scene from Attack on Titan is like it was the scene where in season 3, like beginning episode of season 3, and it was the chase scene of Kenny the Ripper.
Kenny,
and,
Levi.
Yeah.
He was going through the town. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, like what's insane, like that particular scene is gonna be like reviewed upon, I feel like, a bunch of times. Like people are gonna be like, yeah, this is like peak animation. I feel like just if like Demon Slayer is like very like of course colorful and vibrant and like of course their animation is beautiful, but like I feel like one of the best like animation like scenes in terms of movement one of the best would have to go to that particular scene. Like it was insane to the point where and my friend pointed this out, he was like, you have to pause and look at each individual frame, because like you 100%, if you just watch it and like even a few times in motion, you will miss something. You have to like look at that frame by frame because they put in so much with each frame. It's actually
sure.
insane. Definitely a recommendation if no one has done that yet. Just do that. Look at it frame by frame. Be like, oh shit. I did that. I'm like, that's crazy. How? I don't know. So yeah.
One of the things, it's so funny because like you're talking about this crazy scene and like so much detail in each frame.
Yeah.
And one of the things that, if we're not like we're talking about like Mappa and Wit and like what they did better. I don't know why, but for Wit Studio, like they really nailed just like the details of the eyes. Like like anytime you would see like Eren and he's like mad and they like zoomed on his face, I was like, damn, like his eyes just look so detailed and so good. That's like the one thing I think about first. I don't know why, but it just looked impressive, I guess.
The eyes
to
are
me.
definitely important in anime.
You
for
know
sure.
what I mean? But like, I don't know, because in season 4 they like the people were comparing because
Yeah, they switched to Mappa.
spoilers sort of, but like they kind of like go back into Eren's memories,
Right.
and like they had to reanimate when he was like, I want to be part of the Survey Corps. His dad is like, no, you're crazy, or his mom's like, you're crazy. But that scene was also in the first season.
Yep.
And so people were like, oh, we can compare what the studios look like. And like Wit Studio is kind of more
Heavy outline.
like
for sure.
heavy outline and a little bit flatter, like
Yeah.
in the sense where there's not as much shadows. Like I feel like when it comes to Mappa, they kind of got like more detail and more shadows, and you can clearly see.
Well,
And
later on for sure.
Yeah. So I was like, both are great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong. Both
Yeah.
studios nailed it, but
Mhm.
one has a certain artistic style and the other has their own style, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
But
I
I
like
mean,
them both.
I was gonna say both are great.
It could have been a lot worse. Like,
Yeah.
it could have been like a One Punch Man situation, right? Like, what was it? Chase Staff animating season 2? Like,
It was rough.
Yeah, it was
Or
rough.
What about
You-
Seven Deadly Sins? Yeah.
Oh no. Well, like it's man. Is there any Seven Deadly Sins fans anymore? Like, because like
I think they exist. Yeah.
Season 3, of course, like the infamous scene of like Meliodas just like this,
what do you-
right? Like, and just
So
it's crazy. But like now,
I stopped watching. Yeah.
Do you see the trailer for the new thing they're putting
the
out?
movie.
It's the most. I don't want to say
It looks like it's a
Everything's in
PS2. It looks like it's a
but not
PlayStation
good.
2 anime
No.
cutscene. Like like think of an
Wait,
anime
I
game.
saw that.
But like think of an
Yeah.
anime game on the PlayStation 2 or like 360 era or whatever Xbox, and that's kind of what it looks like. It's just it does not work. It looks so
Because
not
Chainsaw Man.
even jank, but it's just like it looks too 3D. Like I'm getting 2016 Berserk vibes.
Yeah,
It's like
Berserk.
Chainsaw Man blends 3D throughout the whole anime, but they did it so well that just it looks natural and you can't really tell for the most part. But there is 3D in everything, the whole thing.
And same thing with Dragon Ball Superhero. Like they did CG for pretty much everything.
Yeah, and they
Like,
cleaned it up a lot compared to the first trailer they released. They cleaned it up a lot and it looked way better. But yeah, if you look at Chainsaw Man, everything has 3D at all times.
I have a question though, going back to Chainsaw Man, because I keep on like reading upon like just like everyone's like, oh no, that's 3D, and then there's other posts where it's like, oh no, that's 2D, but they like animated it to where it looked 3D. So like I got confused at one point. I don't know. Like
I thought it was 3D 2D blend the whole time.
it definitely is a 2D 3D blend, but like what's impressive about that Chainsaw Man anime is that the fact that people are having discussions about which scenes are 3D
Right.
and which ones are 2D
Just
is actually pretty damn impressive.
It shows how far
Yeah.
they came, especially because when Mappa first took over Attack on Titan, they were like, look shit. Now they're just like, is it 3D or is it not?
like the fact that people were having discussions is
Right.
absolutely insane.
Yeah,
so.
it's one of those things where you can clearly tell the Titans were CG, and you're like, oh.
At first,
I don't know
but then
about
they
that.
got way better with it for sure.
And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
they obviously improved it, but yeah, I remember watching when I watched Chainsaw Man, and whenever Denji goes into his chainsaw form, and it's like some scenes I can see the 3D, and then like other movements I can see like it's more 2D. I'm like, damn, this is so weird. But yeah, just the fact that people are arguing about it, like which one is it, just goes to show how far the technology has gone
Right.
and how good they're getting at it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Did you go to any panels? Everything was a conflict of interest for me at the end, and then the last one that I could go to, I was just like, that'll be the rest of my con. I don't want to. But what did you go to?
I think the biggest one that I went to, like, it feels weird not going to much panels. Like, I typically go to a good handful, but this time I think I just went to the Kaguya-sama Love is War panel.
That's cool.
Yeah, that one is like pretty damn okay. So what's funny about that one is that so the whole panel was about revisiting seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Love is War, as well as there is an early screening of the movie that they're gonna make, continuing the series. Which is, I'm trying to remember the name. I can't remember the name. I don't know what it is. But like, yeah, we saw like
Of the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I was like, I had it and then I lost it.
Yeah. So it's like, it was an early screening, and it was just surreal just seeing because the voice actress of what was it, the Kaguya was there also, and it wasn't just her though. Like, she was there as well as the directors and the producers, I'm pretty sure. But what was it? It was they showed like videos, and it was like, what's funny is that it was very endearing. A lot of them were a bunch of the other like voice actors and actresses from Love is War, and they were like showing videos of like being like, I hope you're doing well out there, for the voice of Kaguya being like, hey, I hope the US is treating you well. And it's very endearing and very cute.
That's cool.
Yeah, they were summarizing like a bunch of what happened season 1, season 2, season 3, and how they made them, and what the work that goes into that, and the getting the singer that like the one of the best, like, I'm surprised they kept him. What's his name? The one that sings like all of the openings. Like, I love him a lot. You know what I'm talking about? The one-
Kenshi?
Oh, man.
No, not was it Kenshi? No, not Kenshi. That's Chainsaw Man.
Yeah,
Or
Chainsaw
Love is
Man
War.
and My Hero 1. And,
Love is War. It's this dude. He looks sick. He has the glasses and like I think he has like some sort of an afro a little bit, or like I don't think he has an afro. He just looks like a Giga Chad. Like it's like the Japanese Giga Chad, and that's him.
Giga Chad.
Yeah, like shoot, he needs like the recognition he deserves because like his songs are like amazing. It's I don't know. They got him for all the openings. I'm like, keep on going.
all
keep
of the
on
Love is
going.
War openings.
The Love is War
Okay, I thought you meant a lot of like anime
Stupid.
openings. Hey, shut up. I thought you meant a lot of like different anime openings, and I was like, I don't know.
By the way, the film is called The First Kiss Never Ends.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
I just wanted to say.
Oh,
I was
and
like,
the singer is Masayuki Suzuki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love him so much.
oh man,
Yeah.
I love those bikes.
Oh god damn!
I had to.
Boo.
Come on, you're gonna boo that. You do
can't-
dad jokes
can't
all the
do that to
time.
my
I would never.
boy. You can't do that to him. But,
Bullshit.
yeah, just I don't know why, but I caught myself for whatever reason. I don't know why. I was getting emotional. I don't know why. It's just like
It's okay,
It
man.
was,
Let it out.
no, it was
Let
just
it out, it's
like
fine.
it was like so damn cool. I don't know what got to me, but it's like, man, this is so cool that I'm seeing like, well, like, because they're showing us like basically like I want to say like a third of the movie or something like that, and like they, getting to see. Just like I don't know, maybe I'm just a little bitch boy. I don't know. It's just everything.
You
was
heard it
nice.
here first.
I mean,
A lot of announcements today.
Confirmed by
Makma, no. Makma, yes. I don't know.
Do we have to edit this into the news section?
Yes.
But yeah, so yeah, that panel was all cool. I'm trying my best to like give as much information as possible. I feel like him going over the panels was much more informative than me. I'm trying my best.
I'm just going
You're
by
just-
memory, bro.
It was impressive that you were like giving all that information.
Yeah, Brian is one of those memories. I sure don't.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it was pretty cool. I
I
don't remember
tried.
much, but
Yeah. But yeah, no, that panel was pretty good. But again, I did really want to go to the Hajime Yusayama panel.
Right.
I couldn't.
Everyone did.
I was going to say, I feel like everyone.
rumor
did,
has it
man.
nobody went.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Pretty much got to wrap it up. But any final thoughts
Oh,
on the
can I-
convention?
apologize.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm not gonna be here. So I want to hear what you're like. Oh, can I just talk about my anime of the year?
Yeah.
That's it. Because like I feel like it'll be another like long discussion. So I'm just gonna say what I think. I guess.
Bring it on, man.
Because like I was thinking about it, right? I'm a nerd, and I'm like sitting in the train going to to school and being like, hey, I'm gonna think about anime, So anime of the year for me, I feel it's tough because
Ooh.
it's like
Trying to get into this discussion?
yeah, well, like I don't know if like I could talk about it, but like you guys, it's gonna be a long, lengthy.
Hey, listen, man.
Yeah.
You could always when the Crunchyroll
Crunchyroll
Awards,
Anime Awards?
when
Yeah.
the Anime Awards come out, you can always drive up here and we can
Yeah,
discuss
'cause
it in
that'll be,
another
uh,
episode.
No, but like what's
Give me enough time,
the thing
but-
is that what I learned from because I actually I watch you guys, so like I learned from
Oh
you
my
guys.
god, bro! Fuck.
I
The only one.
Yeah, so I learned from you guys that what Crunchyroll is not including this
Fall
fall, and
yep.
I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, hold on.
Weird.
You're not including. I think this is the best season.
Yeah.
This is the best season. How are you not including it? I don't. What? Okay.
It would make it too hard.
Yeah.
But that makes me think that next year a lot of them from this fall will get snubbed because they'll put it in the next year's awards, but
Yeah.
everyone's going to be kind of moved on for the most part.
Yeah.
See, what's crazy though is that I mentioned in the episode that Spy Family came out in like summer, and then the second course came out in October or whatever. So I'm like, is Spy Family going to be included in the beginning?
I think just
or-
core 1, not core 2.
Core. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I say course, but it's core.
Core, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like
C-O-U-R.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but whatever.
Yeah, but so with I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know. It's just it like bummed me out hearing that. I'm like, it's whatever. I guess
Yeah.
Crunchyroll does what Crunchyroll wants. I don't know.
Speaking of awards, did you want to bring up the gaming awards real quick? Just
No! I just wanted to talk the kid man.
Oh.
Okay, we shouldn't give what that kid wants, you know, and that he just wants attention.
Yeah.
For sure.
But,
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
no,
It was so fucking
It was
funny.
That was so out of nowhere.
It was funny.
So out of
So
nowhere.
No,
My-
what he
my-
should have done, and I
Thought it
talked
was
about
so
this.
rude, though.
Yeah,
It was very
is
rude, yeah.
because like you have
But what do you expect
What's
from
a-
a 15-year-old?
Yeah.
child.
Yeah.
what's his face? Like, what's the name?
Bill Clinton?
The director
not-
for Elden Ring. You're talking.
Yeah, like Miyazaki, right? That's
Yeah,
his-
I believe.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, bro, he's like
But-
a legendary like dude.
Yeah.
Like, how are you gonna do that to him?
Right.
Like, no, you just don't.
This man made the Souls game, the Soul
Yeah,
genre.
like, you just
Yeah.
don't do that. It's a
Yeah, it
15-year-old.
was
Probably
like-
probably plays like Call of Duty. You know,
And
shit,
he
shit talks
out of
Yeah.
like
out of
people,
all
I guess.
people,
I
he
don't
shouts
know.
out Bill
Yeah.
Clinton.
Yeah, you know,
Bill
yeah.
Clinton out of all people.
Yeah, but I just
Yeah.
remember sitting with like on. I was just watching him with the boys on Discord. And
The
like,
boys.
the boys. Yeah, we were watching that, and I was like dying. I was like, "There's no way this is happening." Because like the moment I knew, like when he was saying that, I'm like, "Okay, wait, what?" I'm very confused. And the
I was
moment,
like, that looks like a child. And it was like, oh, it was.
yeah, at the moment, because he seemed like a fishy even before he did his thing. I'm like, why is he just in
Like,
the
why is he so
background?
far?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like no, he's just awkward. Like, why is he?
It was weird.
Yeah, so like, so when I knew that his thing was what he did was like not supposed to happen was when after he did it. It was Jeff Keighley, and he was like, all right, so that's
He handled it. He handled it really well, to be honest. But
Yeah.
it was hysterical.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Jeff is low key one of those guys where like if something doesn't go his way, he gets like really fucking pissed about it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like I was making fun of it with my friend. I was like, as soon as that kid started talking, I was like, Jeff is definitely on the sides. Like,
God
get
damn
that
it.
fucking kid off the stage. Like,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
now.
arrest
Like,
him now.
bring him to me.
Yeah, apparently he did get arrested.
He did
so,
get- yeah, it's
He
temporarily.
did,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
Jeff just comes on. And he's like, all right then. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
for-
and I died laughing after that. It was funny.
I was like,
But-
man, I feel so bad because Jeff puts
Yeah.
his heart into the video game awards like every year, and
Yeah.
just this fucking 15-year-old kid just ruins it at the end, and he's like, "You fucking bitch."
If anything, it's more publicity for next year. But shout out to Elden
Oh,
Ring
yeah.
for winning. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
friend also had a
Oh, yeah.
game. You're such a
Oh,
derp.
I shut up.
Had a game premiere, the trailer for that, and they were
That looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Remnant 2.
Remember?
So they had the trailer premiere there, and they had been working on it for a while and couldn't say anything about it, so
Yeah.
they were super stoked.
How much
Shout
do
out
you?
Fannin.
Yes.
How much do you game? Do you game a lot or?
So like
We're gonna wrap it up.
Oh yeah, we gotta wrap it up.
I know.
Sorry, sorry.
I was just real quick.
Well, I game, but like not like too much. So I haven't played Elden Ring and like
Hades.
I know that's a good game.
Hades?
I know.
Oh, you know I never play games.
Okay.
I never have time for games.
Just real quick, they did Hades 2. That's gonna be a fucking bomb ass
Looks
game.
cool.
Yeah.
The new Star Wars game,
Yeah.
Jedi Survivor, banging.
Yep.
That looks awesome.
Armored Core looks cool.
Armored Core
Yeah.
looks banging. They did the new Warhammer
Final
game.
Fantasy 16.
What's that, a little animal
Yeah.
game?
Oh, the little animal party game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was like-
It looks like Gang Beast. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know if
that's
it's by
what
the
I-
same creator.
Yeah.
I
But,
want to play that.
bro, you watched the whole show, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You familiar with Warhammer?
No, I never played it.
Okay. It was Warhammer Space Marines too.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Dude,
yeah.
it looked so fucking good.
Mhm.
Like graphically,
Yeah.
I was like, this looks amazing. What else did they announce? Fuck. There was another game I was gonna
Yeah.
bring up, but whatever. I think it was Armored Core, but you said that already.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude.
It was good. It was very good.
Next year
Yeah.
looks amazing for
Yeah.
games.
Tekken
Yeah.
8
But
and-
yeah. So Game Awards was great. Congratulations, Elden Ring.
Yeah.
I wish it was God of War,
and,
but
I'm,
oh well.
I'm just gonna say this right now. I mean, like, I guess if I come back, oh no. Okay, I'm sorry. Anime of the year. Cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah,
Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Cyberpunk, okay.
Edge Runners.
Wow.
I totally forgot. We veered off so hard.
You
from-
derailed ADHD brains.
Yeah.
Even though I'm cosplaying as Denji, like, which is like a disservice, I feel like, but like, yeah, no, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, it told a complete story.
In 10 episodes.
In 10 episodes, I could have had more episodes. Some of the nitpicks is that maybe it went too fast, like here.
I
and
think
there.
it could have used
Yeah.
one more episode of him transitioning into becoming like the leader.
Yeah, but
That's it
like,
for me.
honestly, like in terms of, because like the other things I was thinking about is Chainsaw Man and Mob Psycho season 3. But yeah, no, Cyberpunk is like from beginning to end, it felt like an anime that just like wrapped itself up in a nice bow.
Yeah.
And that's probably, I'm gonna say right now, even though I really like Promare, but I feel like Cyberpunk, the soundtrack is also immaculate. Honestly, one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in an anime out there. And my friend says actually not fair, because like they're using music from Cyberpunk.
I was about to say, it's pretty much just
like,
it's music from the game, which is great.
So like I love it. And go watch Cyberpunk, please. Like, I haven't. Please do.
I think I'll have to agree with you. Where I would say it's my anime of the year, just because again, I played the game, loved it, fucking awesome, and I just all the elements they took from the game. Like the first time I saw the call come up, and I was like, holy crap, it's like that in the game. What the fuck? Like the same sound, everything really cool. And then of course it's like all the weapons, like the gorilla fist, the mantis blade, and just they like the guns too. Like a lot of the guns that they had are in the game, and it's fucking awesome. Just the English dub, the Japanese, just both of them. I watched both. They're incredible.
I don't think Crunchyroll's gonna add it to their selection because it's Netflix. Yeah, so
that'd be some bullshit.
So that's why I'm like pointing out. I'm gonna give it to Cyberpunk.
If anything though, I feel like Spy Family is another one of my favorites, and then Attack on Titan obviously premiered in January this year.
Right. Attack on Titan
beginning of the year.
Demon Slayer season 2
also.
Right.
How can we forget Demon? Oh damn, bro, it's gonna be tough.
I know her anime of the year.
Staring.
Well, actually, I don't know.
He's staring.
Oh, yeah. He
knows.
Oh.
Move this way, Dan.
Tengen Nuzui.
Oh, yeah, the shrine.
There.
Shrine.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Anime NYC was great.
Fun, a lot of fun.
Super long. I apologize.
No.
Anime of the year?
I don't even know the categories.
Oh, no, yours.
Just your personal.
Oh, God, that's... oh, no. Like... Can I include? I mean, I don't know. I've been really loving Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
yeah.
Mine is Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, mine's Chainsaw Man.
I just love
it.
I love it. Yeah, literally. The characters are great. The writing is great.
Like the cinematography and the direction and
the
stuff.
cinematography like just reminds me of like a movie.
Yeah.
Like.
And the sound design is just so fucking peak, because they'll be like, even just the simple scene of like, somebody will be inside a window and you'll be outside and you'll hear like the outside city noises, and then they'll kind of zoom in and then it'll switch and it'll be the quiet like room, and I'm just like, they put so much care into it. I love it.
I mentioned this before, but again, when Aki does he uses the fox, but like again, just like you said, it was like you hear all of the noise in the background, and like it just gets closer and closer to Aki, and it just like muffles and silences, and you just hear cone, boom.
Yeah,
that was so cool.
And it's like it makes it more impactful just because of how like it just sounds
the contrast.
Powerful. The fox.
I feel like it had to have been a request. Like I guess the author had to have been hands on, because he's such like a film buff.
Yeah.
And, like I feel like these were requests. Just like, no, you got to make this a movie.
Yeah. The two scenes I want to point out from Chainsaw Man that were like, you didn't need to do this, but you did it, and it's like insane. Is the I think it was like 4 to 5 minute long. This is Aki's morning routine.
Yes.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Everything's quiet. He's vacuuming. I'm like, what? That was
3 panels in the manga, but
like they didn't need to do that. And then also another one, which is I'm not look, maybe I'm a little cultured. I don't know. But the Himeno scene where it's like the different point of view, Himeno's point of view, and then Denji's point of view. And why was it animated so well? It was animated so
really was.
well. Like, oh man,
it was great.
Yeah, Fujimoto's like, I need this to be well animated. They're like, okay.
Oh my god.
Oh,
fantastic.
But yeah, I guess, like I said, the con. What do you think overall?
Good. A lot better than last year. They got to work on the autograph system and lottery.
Yeah.
I would just say do away with it. Go back to how it was, where it was. Just you're really dedicated. You line up, and especially with there being a reduced capacity, I feel like just go with that. Food was pretty good as well, like I mentioned. Yeah, the guests were great. A lot of the attractions they were good. They include. What was that?
A letter grade?
A letter grade.
Yeah.
Are you going up to what? S or what?
S.
Okay.
S.
We're going nerdy. So I would say I'm not going to do any pluses or minuses. I would say A.
Okay.
Yep. You?
B, because I enjoy the panels, but I didn't go to much this year.
Understandable.
Their system.
I feel like the system, if they got rid of that, it would have switched to S, because the panels were great. You just couldn't get into them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Dan, and I'm gonna say it was definitely A. I think just again the way that they did everything this year, a lot more guests, went to after parties. I just felt like it did a lot more this year, so I would give it just a solid A.
Okay, Jen.
What they said.
Okay, all right. You heard it here first.
Perfect.
Yeah, I guess anything else, you guys?
That's it.
Okay. All right.
Dan's been trying to wrap it up for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's a long one. We're at like almost 2 hours.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Let's go.
Thank you guys very much for watching. If you can like, subscribe, share, all that, anything helps. And see you next time.
Hey, go follow Samir. What's your account again?
At the Soul Legacy. Follow me on Twitter where I just become down bad Denji. All right, anyway.
Simp on Twitter.
Yeah.
Go follow this man.
Bye. Later.